Zeus happy, while Disruptor roams around between lanes as well and tries to play that zoning support.
And you kind of wonder, like, yeah. Interesting. Who's really going to get that first aggressive edge, you know, in between, like, the Chen? Like, let's say, even if just one lane starts to go well for either of these teams, it immediately turn into something where the Chen groups up with, you know, one or two of the core heroes, and you just take a tower. And vice versa. On the other side, you've got Na'Vi with this Enchantress and this Nature's Prophet. So, even starting right up with these first initial smokes, these jungle invasions, these bounty rune fights, into the first blood, second, third kill. This is the kind of stuff that can set like a massive part of the game right now because of the way both these teams have been drafting lately. All out aggression. It's just, let's go, let's get things done. And now we're moving into the slider, which we assume will be in this 3 role, but I think you might be right. Like, you don't really know what could be happening. If that Chen was an Enchantress, I'd almost certainly be saying they'd be going to some sort of an like an aggro position where they want to put that pressure on. I'll be interested to see if they still want to try it with the Chen, though. It might depend on where Na'Vi put their initial wards for blocking camps.
Of course, laning stage is only one part of the story. If Team Spirit have a plan here to get themselves through maybe a little bit of a stormy laning stage and just weather that one out and get themselves past the first 10 minutes, solve a few items up on your Invoker and Sven, then you're looking at Team Spirit having an incredibly strong lineup. Laning stage might not be easy, but if they manage to not die numerous times in the first 10 minutes, I think they've got a good way of fighting up against Na'Vi. They've got a lot of damage between Exalt Invoker and Slardar. Initiation tool, the great Earth Spirit Sven. As that little Fishman with the amp damage, they all get Blink Daggers and ability to jump themselves forward. Is that going to be a general Nature's Prophet? It is. And I'll put Ditira over on the Earth Spirit, so they do put a ranged hero in the hands of General on that top lane, realizing it will be a weak spot here for Team Spirit.
I like this. I think running, like, they had the Spectre Bandit, I think that was the right idea, is what Na'Vi were looking for. They still had that option, like, we want to try something with the Lycan, but even with the Nature's Prophet, the Enchantress, you can just feel that obviously you're going to make your draft very one-dimensional, and then you do have this Team Spirit that if they survive this landing stage, things come out, even if they're a little bit behind, you might almost still see that as them winning, you know, in terms of, like, the aggression, the heroes, the way that Na'Vi's all
Offset from that tier 1 towards the mid lane, looking for these rotations from the Enchantress coming through and seeing the direction, the art style. Pick up the hero as always. Demgil and the Zeus going to be facing up against this Invoker of Iceberg towards the middle lane, already with a null talisman. Not falling into the Aquila build there, Iceberg. And that's definitely become the precedent set by a lot of these pro players with the Wraith Band first into Ring of Aquila. Skip over the null talisman as your primary item. But Illidan Sven, Godblack Chen. Up your safe lane, kinda, but not really. I think Godblack Chen is going to have to make short work of this Nature's Prophet top played by General if they want to have any kind of safety in the laning stage. Neko on the Disruptor, and Ditira playing the Ember Spirit. Look at that, Mr. Funnet. Got his Slardar and the Ring of Protection, so I think Iron Talon is coming out sooner rather than later for him just to farm up these camps, and you can see where he's standing. Sure to safeguard this area, so there's no aggressive movement from Na'Vi toward that one up. Scouting out into the Roche Pit there. He's not just scouting, but also hiding himself in the fog to try and snipe out his bounty rune, because the movement is towards top. Na'Vi want the bounty rune up here. 4-man roll in now, always want to fly, doesn't catch onto anybody in the arc line, it's out already, but General right clicking onto Iceberg, gets the bounty rune, it's a 2 bounty rune sweep here for Spirit, and General dropping low, close strike lands right on his head. General spliced down by always want to fly, but Illidan still dropping low and will get taken out by Art Style. This full Earthman. Able to escape, he's got to roll up his sleeve as well if he needs to use it, but with a strike with the treants there'll be enough damage, and finally does get himself a little bit further away. Art projectiles, but bounty runes go the way of Natus, Vincere. Sorry, Team Spirit even. RV, a little bit behind. Laning stage already, that's a great start for Team Spirit.
And I actually think this bounty rune like cannot be understated for Funnick right now, because when you come in with this Ring of Protection, first off, there's no support here yet, which is amazing. Seneco's still a little bit busy here. Funnick's gonna get a little bit of space, and every bit of gold matters between, like, do I have to go through the Iron Talon? Can I get up into, like, some Tranquil Boots nice and early as well, so my rotations are gonna be good? Like, he's already picked up the Quelling Blade, so, of course, with the Disruptor, like, one of the better supports to help out against heroes like your Darkseer, your Slardar. Very typical, like, oh, I'm going to use my ability that gives me a lot of speed and run away. Disruptor's like the one guy you don't want there, so
And catch
can't fault him for this Iron Talon, I don't think.
Well, the Sven, I was worried about his 1v1 setup, but Cobblack's here with a level 1 Chen. Stops up General with a Centaur and taking him down. Great rotation in already from this Chen. Team Spirit, and making great use of their heroes in this early stage. I was really worried. I really was very worried about what they'd be able to do in the laning stage, but Cobblack had a plan. His plan is coming to fruition pretty perfectly so far, with the smoke forward. Artstyles are looking for the trap on Weisberg, but they're not going to find it. Enchantress not going to get anything out of this so far.
So Artstyle's smoke will fail, while Cobblack gets one that's quite successful. So both teams using one after the second early. This is how we see a lot of teams try to play up against Navi. You want to try and focus General nice and early, especially when he's not on his Bat Rider, which is one of the more elusive ones, but very early rotation from the Chen. Now the real question is, like, I always want to fly start gets done here. You gotta imagine he wants an early kill on Dendi. All that pressure. Zeus, not a very big comeback hero, and of course with an Invoker in the lane, it already should be going fairly well for Spirit.
Or Dendi.
Oh, that courier. It's hanging around here, but always want to fly. He's not spotted at all.
For the roll, he's still only level 1 though, so he won't have the Boulder Smash at all for Dendi. General, teleportation, he might be the hero that comes in to try and stop them, and well, always want to fly rolls away. Art style. Initial movement, so often we've seen him completely crush lanes and dominate the early stages of the game with this Enchantress, but he's just being scouted out everywhere he goes by this Earth Spirit.
Still having a time, man. Like, you can't get this early kill without a couple points into the flame guard. Like, 2, I don't even know if that's gonna end up being enough.
4.5. 13 last hits. He's happy as Larry down here. Snap the Blast is going to annoy Asperg a little bit, but the roll forward onto Dendi. They've got Alacrity and Cold Snap to the early point in Wax there. Not paying off just yet. The body blocks come through and the glimpse back onto the Earth Spirit. The Court always want to fly and the damage out, but it looks decent, but there's no mana left on Dendi. They've got no Arc Lightnings, no Lightning Bolts to go very far into the roll himself back across the cliff as well. And deny himself the Centaurs. RB can't catch a break in this.
That was just microing that Centaur that whole time while his Enchantress was just like sitting here. What's the troll? Right? And he really wanted that kill, I guess. But either way, so because of all these rotations, all this pressure, like this is exactly what Team Spirit need to be doing right now, and I'm very impressed because frankly they had 2 very rough showings up against Navi. Navi manhandled them. It wasn't just the drafts that I mentioned, it was when you actually watched the game too. They were running Team Spirit around, left, right, up, down, could not catch the push. Like they'd show up at one tower, they'd see the TPs come in from Illidan, wherever he wanted to show up, and they'd just go to another tower, and that was it. Spirit like totally discombobulated. Iceberg's rotations were not synergizing well at all with Cobblack. There were a lot of mistakes and a lot of errors, so this is already starting to look a lot better, and all this early pressure in the mid lane, it's giving so much more room to Funnick. He goes in for the Tranquil, because these supports, like, Artstyle hasn't been down there at all, which was, I think, one of the major concerns when he first started going towards that Quelling Blade. He's like, do I have to leave? Like, is Cam just gonna show up? I mean, he doesn't even have a ward. He's getting way too much out of this lane right now. The fact, they didn't even have to commit, like, an Observer here, inside the jungle. So, early Tranquils, he's gonna hang around.
Yeah. And then Seneko is forced mid lane to try and deal with his Earth Spirit because Artstyle can't just control him up with little Bambi and a couple of creeps. Still wondering, General up at top lane, getting wrapped around on here, and Illidan, he's ready with his stun, so General probably gonna have to try and sprout himself up, but now there's Tangos and the Quelling Blade on this Sven to try and get himself through the sprout as well. General's not having an easy time up here. Ben is doing very well with his Warcry, Stout Shield at dealing with the Treants and the right-click attacks. So early rotations in from Godlike to Chen. So often we've seen Chen, play passively, sit and stack the jungle, maybe send a creep towards mid, maybe send a creep towards the off lane. Securing your safe lane without pushing into this tower is something that too often nowadays. Very well utilized here by Godlike, switching things up a little bit, and he's basically acting like the stacked lane support. Except he's utilizing these jungle camps really efficiently.
And it's a little bit hard to tell just because obviously we're being pulled to the mid lane and watching that quite a bit as well, but it looks like despite General's best efforts, like with these Treants, he still can't quite scout out everything that Godblack's up to, because it does look like he is just dead here. There seems to be no way. Illidan, of course, having that Quelling Blade, a nifty little tool there.
And he hasn't used any of his tangos yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like where, where's General gonna go? He's already buying out. They need, what's the new blades? Is it 410? 420 still? Is okay.
I mean, it's pretty apt for today as well, you know, 420.
That's true.
Everyone blazing it up. I hope you're all celebrating at home. Why are you laughing? Are you partaking? Is that why you're giggling all the time? You're just perpetually high, aren't you?
You know, it's Canada.
It's just Canada.
Here.
Tim Hortons is just secretly like an opium den. It's just a drug den. Our donuts, they don't have powdered sugar. They've got a different kind of powder on them.
Yeah, really saved that one. I guess for Na'Vi, like Ditchera, haven't really mentioned him at all. He's still keeping up with the spend. Obviously, no kills to his name though. I think it's going to be changing once again here for Illidan. In general, will be going down, but it's into the Battle Fury. Can you keep up with the spend will be the real question. Like obviously, spend won't be one of those heroes. It's going to be about 3-4 KF coming into like the 25-minute mark, and generally with Ember Spirit, that's probably going to be pretty feasible for the spend, right? Like you're pretty slow starting, you got to get up into that Battle Fury, maybe you want some bots first. So I think that this is kind of all those elements that you really need for Team Spirit. That early lane aggression we talked about that Na'Vi was going to need, that even if they kind of lost the laning phase, Team Spirit would still be a little bit happy as long as they hadn't quite lost the game. Certainly going very, very well for them. Worried about Funix Blink, man. He's just going to be crushing once he gets.
Spirit is half in the ground and half above it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's dead or alive. Of course, Na'Vi, once they do start to... Oh, there we go. The question mark from the admin. It's summons always want to fly back into the game just like that. But Na'Vi, laning stage maybe could have gone a little bit better. But they've still got the lineup that ramps up very quickly. It's been Enchantress, Zeus, even this Ember Spirit, who when he gets into level 8, level 9, output a lot of magical damage early on. They've got the possibility to just run towards these tier 2s and fight. Team Spirit, you were talking about their previous series, right, in Dream League, and the lack of ability to actually counter push and clear waves out. What do they have here to do the same thing?
I mean, they've got Illidan, the man, right? You know. Are they? Alright, I was gonna say, I don't live here.
Just for Illidan to clear out waves.
It's true, but I don't know if Na'Vi are ever gonna get to a point where that's gonna be a big concern, you know? Like, I don't feel that same push element if they don't have their Beastmaster and their own natures probably combined up with someone with like a couple more auras. Like, yeah, they have General, but just really bad Enchantress. And I think if you're missing out on that aura and you don't have that massive swarm of the creeps, it'll be enough. Look at this rotation from Funix too. Nice really in his rune. No sentries. And he hopefully not gonna Arc Lightning here. So, but he needs to go early just in case.
Alacrity cold snap. Hey, we've got Dendi, but Arsenal comes in, tries to run around. Dendi gets a lot of damage out, but Sentinel's not on the land, slips back into danger. Funix dragged. It's gonna be enough. He sells himself through it, and it's not. There's no projectiles remaining from Na'Vi. Team Spirit, they get a freebie.
Yeah, this is perfect. I might just head on home. We can come back down to that bottom lane. And once again, just getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. Don't really need anything else here. Of course, you could also go for the Force Staff, would certainly be a good game for it. Could get it first or second here, just to help out. And try and, like we talked about how they don't have those freedom heroes like Adden or Oracle here for Illidan. Try and keep them up and going during the fights. But Force Staffs can be a really big part of that, especially against the Sprouts. So, Sonic wants that earlier. He's actually going to get that Iron down there too. Really for him to try and accelerate his own.
Again. Thought maybe there was a go from Funix down a bottom lane. Always on a fly, comes back into the game, and Dendi Zeus not having a great time so far. I think it now 0, 2, and 1, no arcane boot, Diesel Ender's a long way away. And he's got his phase boots, but this is the thing, right? So often we see Ditchera playing the Nature's Prophet, and he's active on this hero, he gets his spades, his drums, he's TPing around and just controlling the tempo of the game with art style. They play this really nice dynamic game. But general on this Nature's Prophet, he seems very content just kind of farming up here for a little while. He's got his level 6 and now they're going to try and TP onto Funix. Gets himself away, gets his bounty rune and he's safe. It's just so hard for Na'Vi to catch a break in actually killing anyone here from Team Spirit. They're active, they're mobile, they know what's going on. And this is without any real good ward coverage.
That's the thing, like, Funnick has just been totally in the dark down here, and somehow completely surviving. I guess they're just not committing those big rotations, right? Like, you don't have Artstyle coming in there, trying to lend a little bit of a hand with a couple creeps. You can't really harass him out that easily. Tranquil boost, so pretty much a freebie. And it just means constant pressure and constant, like, annoyance here on Ditcher-Raw. Like, maybe he's never going to kill Ditcher-Raw, obviously, but it would be the funnest thing for him, and Nako's down here trying to limit that a bit.
Nako needs his level 6 though, and Disruptor, we often talk about this hero. Very good when you're ahead and you're chasing kills, getting the +1 with a glimpse. Picking up any choke point with a static storm and kinetic field. If you're behind, fair enough, you can glimpse people back a little bit to stop the aggression coming through. Not the best hero to sustain team fights or have that unlimited damage. Get from a Witch Doctor or something along those lines with Death Warding cast bouncing between people. They're going to try on Genji again. Boulder smashes a roll here. He's not going to snap back at the Iceberg, but hasn't got him there, and Iceberg absolutely destroys him. 7.5 minute Midas is now completed for your Invoker. No recourse here for Na'Vi. Tried to TP in, they tried to turn it back around, but Team Spirit, they're always just that one step ahead.
And what's your like comeback here on the side of Na'Vi in terms of trying to get some of this early aggression going and try and make something happen now rather than just later with Ditcher-Raw? I mean, your best play is going to have to be just smokes using art style, TPs in, but you don't have a lot of hard lockdown. It's fully on Nako here. Pretty big spells. He's got one smoke in his inventory right now, and they do have one more in the shop. Anyone else holding one? No, so they have 2 smokes. I turn this around because I don't think they're going to have any blink daggers soon.
Try and glimpse onto Iceberg, but Nako cannot get into range. And you even see the Ditcher-Raw Ember Spirit moving towards that bottom rune spot, maybe looking for an entrance into the mid lane as well. RV, rough old game. Style needs his level 6, the drums, they're nearly done here for General. That might be the signal for him to keep back to base, regen up his mana. Look to shove in onto a tier 1 somewhere, but Artstyle is being taken out of this dire jungle with a boulder smash forward onto him. This could be a good go on Artstyle. Level 3 untouchable though, it means that it's very difficult to rifle him down, and Zeus is up on the high ground to zap back onto the Earth Spirit. Team Spirit will have to retreat. Meanwhile, over towards the east, Funnick is caught. Good glimpse and a TP in from General. Nako find the kill, and Ditcher-Raw wasn't even required for that one, so finally Na'Vi, they play the aggressive card and they get themselves a nice sort of kill, and it looks like now a tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, that was Nako spinning that smoke, so first one successful, taking down Funnick. Of course, as mentioned, only one more to go right now, but exactly what they did need. And I'd say Funnick's probably second best. Take out, well, maybe not actually, maybe the Invoker and instead would have been a better kill, but Hilden is in here deep. It looks like
Ditcher-Raw, they've got the glimpse of well, no short they're holding place, and the shield, but the steering things will. The Sunstrike, Artstyle, gonna tank it up, but he's perfectly fine there. 1400 gold in the bank, and they've killed off a big net worth spent. Backing Ancients though, so we've still got that all back to go back to, while Iceberg and Godblack bomb through the jungle. Midas paying off dividends for him, going into the drums as well on this Invoker.
I mean, who needs initiation when you're just chasing that white-tailed Bambi, man?
This won't be pretty.
And they're way too deep.
Down the rabbit hole.
Time and time again, eh? Someone just goes down to that, but more rotations there from Na'Vi, good communication. And now this is that thing that we were looking for, where they finally get some sort of an edge, bring in the Nature's Prophet, and get some good tower damage. Your should be on right here.
Got a remnant, right? He does. Have one to jump back to. I'll have to use it soon. He's just trying to bait this out for as long as he can. Doesn't have a remnant anymore, and now he's stuck and trapped here with a Sunstrike. I don't think any explanation is needed there, apart from he screwed up. But Iceberg is caught in his own jungle. The Ghost Walk going back to Invis, but Sentry would have dropped, and now they're looking for him. Invis damage keeps him back onto him, and then being slapped around by the Svet. That magic damage from the Thunder's Wrath is good enough for him to clear up his Invoker, while Illidan, 1 versus 4. Can he really do anything here to cleave through onto Artstyle to make it really dropping? But it's done. Yes, Sven, as he's taken out of the game. Funnick returns. There's up Dendy, but this is an all-out brawl here as Na'Vi trying to bring it back to the 10 creep storming through. General brought down by Funnick as well with another cross. But Artstyle, he's got no real damage left. As Funnick turns and slowly swipes him down, picking himself up a triple kill in the dire jungle. Team Spirit, how does that end up? Slightly favourable to Na'Vi.
So when you give 900 gold to Funnick, or like that Blink Dagger now done, that is insane. Their tempo has just been totally mastered. You can just start running at towers with Funnick diving in behind. Bird can be split pushing somewhere else if you'd like to, or Illidan could be at the same time farming Ancients. It does certainly favor Na'Vi overall, but in terms of like the items that you just granted, like the power spike, this is going to be ridiculous.
I just mean the fight recap with a slight gold advantage, like it was a 200 difference, slightly favoring Na'Vi, but you're absolutely right with that Blink Dagger now on Slardar. Taking on like 1500 gold when he was bottom lane and he's picked up that full Blink and he's level 9. 4401. Maybe look to piss off Vincere a little bit here, amplify damage, and that signaled him to get the hell out of that bottom lane. Cannot stand against the Slardar alone, while Illidan clears through some Ancients. For it so far. We're going to go for a smoke here, Goblat. We're speaking about this big blink on Slardar, but the mech arcade 12 minutes in for your Chen is absolutely massive.
And look what they're trying here too. They're smoking up, hoping that there's vision on Illidan to catch some sort of a gank coming out to him at the Ancients. You can see they were pinging here, just kind of hoping, but no one to be found, so they'll head right into Roshan. And it should be a 3v with Echo and Invoker. Like we talked about how they don't really have the big cores for it, but Chen plus Invoker obviously can make things pretty easy.
Things come out from Na'Vi, but it's all too late. They move across as 3. Team Spirit has killed off Roshan, and they might be able to fight this one as well. Ramp down, damage up, looks like a full cast, 3 minutes as well. In comes Vincere, the blade gun there, the Stone King, killed off 2. Somehow, Na'Vi gets an advantage up the Roshan, killed off 3 now, and Iceman captures the Sprout. He's got no invoke, he's only got 4 sprints. Aegis has got the blink out from Slardar, we're going back to safety, but Invoker, you are stuck here, my friend. Cannot invis, cannot run, and cannot hide. Na'Vi, I don't know if that was a call from Artstyle or what, but that was beautiful.
Snakeo's not a god, there's no way that fight goes well. That was insane. Oh, well played by him. And then as well from Vincere too, like how often do you get to see that much value out of a Fire Remnant? But he was shredding them all, just flying through everybody, having that flame guard up and active. Man,
the 3-man Static Storm, Kinetic Field, a 3-man Flame Guard jump with a sleight of hand for Vincere. He has a reference to jump to, but it's pretty short distance, and the Blink Dagger is up in 3 seconds here from Funnick, looking for another crush. Rather a little bit timid with his movements, wondering who's up on his high ground. Still, they find the kill onto the Ember. Help of the Earth Spirit, but Funnick will lose his life for this one. The one trade-off there, but he killed off the big 4 for Na'Vi.
Well, at this point, they have clawed their way back. So we're sitting, what, 14 minutes? And almost around that 0 mark, so everyone's kind of evened out around the 15 minutes. We kind of talked about how this would probably favor Spirit if we ended up at this point. So it's still like kind of fairly even. Dendy's recovered massively. He was pretty far behind, like overall. I mean, he's still not doing kind of that ideal situation, but I wasn't even sure if he'd have like an 8th or 11th gold at this point. So at least he hasn't wound up as one of those important dukes that we see so often, where your like art style starts to kind of slingshot past him, you know, on those enchantresses. But doing okay here, and now I guess it's their time to get a little bit aggressive, try and use that global potential. Use General's mech, right? Like he bought this item, so it's time to head into some of these objectives.
Like Team Spirit want to try and fight straight into these objectives as well. Remember, he still needs this build-up time to get into Battle Fury after the boost of travel. General up at top. Mentioned the mech drums, arcanes for him, but Vincere, boy, farming this large camp, and I think Team Spirit know exactly where he is. Funnick, the smoke box, jump in there. Will be more than enough damage to just clear up that little Ember, while the turnaround, something goes round to give the vision, the TP in from General, gets back as well, but the kinetic goes down, and Iceberg is dropping low. They've killed off one. And at the very least, they get a trade-off for the Invoker there, but Team Spirit should be happy to get multiple people out of that team fight.
Yeah, he also managed to snag up the boss 2 right before dying, so didn't end up losing any gold. Obviously, still nice that they were able to pick up that 1 kill. What can Na'Vi, I don't know, Vincere needs to be farming with this whole time, so he has a medallion. Anyone?
On who?
I've seen that in Vincere. I had to like double check that it was his.
Interesting.
I mean, it is a Sven, right? So he's gone for this helm, going to the SNY. BKB could be a little bit later. I don't know. I don't think you complete this into a solo crest, right? I don't know. I mean, Smail built a Yule, I'm sure everything's fine at this point.
Beyond comprehension.
Unless he meant to buy Desolator and like he typed in SOL and bought. I don't know. Like your Scepter has always been because of the silences and stuff like that. You can have a Remnant out, and if you chain silence and run into Oblivion, you can try and use yourself and Remnant away, and it's a safe avenue of escape. All the crest here, armor against the Slardar. See how it pays off. That is. I mean, mod packs, I think this is one of those times you have to go to the Dota. I hope it's working right now. Check how many times Medallion has been bought on an Ember Spirit. Oh, look at that. Sleight of Fist gonna dodge the cross from Phonic. Pop away. General, 1500 gold in the bank. Could be looking towards that Orchid, but we've seen him go for Shadow Blades and things along those lines. Hex wouldn't be out of the ordinary either. Try and rush into that. Even try and get yourself a 4-star. Any mobility is good mobility against Team Spirit right now with their Blinks, their Initiation, their Disables, and their Thunder Ground. They're just going to give vision the rest of the map, and maybe even try and kill off Always Wanna Fly as Ditchira was poking and prodding at him.
I'm not sure where General wants to go with this build. Like, they don't really have the game plan, currently at least, that can go with it, so he's going to go into a Maelstrom by the looks of it, and add a little bit more of this element of push, a little bit more damage onto his team, but they're not, you know, using this mech to that full advantage that you'd like. I don't even know if I've seen General have a chance to actually use it. So not usually there when the initiation starts, Hairstyle just barely getting himself away from Phonic there.
It's a lot of money. 1200 gold.
Oh, it's a ton of money.
That's your broadsword. Right there into Medallion. Maybe they realise they need to try and fight very early on, so Remnant is pinged out here. For Gerard just saying, hey, I've got a way into this one, but then he doesn't have a way out of this one. Static Storm got the point below, but they've got General from the battle. Look at Gold Black. There's 10. Here's Arnie trapped on the back end of the Sprouty Girard, kills off one to the other side. Slardar and Unscript, they're both gone, but Gold Black, he's going in deep to try and take that Snake open. Look at this bloody Enchantress ripping through the ranks. Team Spirit with the Infinite Stamina, Illidan's got nowhere to run. He's going to try and belt it away when Warcry comes back into the field as well. Stunned on the Snake open, Illidan's caught. He's a gladiator in his pit of death. And General, he's going to take himself forward and Sprout again onto the spec. The Close Blade Thermal turns it back around. The Close is there as well, but he's not going to be able to use it. Just stands his ground, accepts his fate. The Caesar turns the thumb down. General says no, not today. Art style is allowed to get so much out of this one.
Gerard would have died without that medallion, so I mean, easy gaming right now. Board Spirit's all this minus armor being stacked on top of him, but him to squeak himself away there at the end, so he's still got plenty of farm. Oh, did he just did it. He did it. That is the Solar Crest, alright.
Okay. It makes sense. Occasionally against the Sven and Slardar, a bit of bonus armor and all that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like excellent timing, especially because of this old like SNY. It's back, baby. Elm SNY spent every time. So you know that skip is gonna be much more delayed than it was about a month and a half ago. I have a very difficult time dealing with this. There's nothing to purge this off short of like Chen grabbing a creep or something.
Look at that drawing on the map. Illidan's like, guys, get the quicken. Just move over there. We've got wards, we've got vision. Try and stop out their ancients, they're farming. Been signaling exactly where Ditchira was farming a couple of seconds ago. Enchantress, art style, closing on an 8,000 net worth with his Dragonlance and Aghanim Scepter now. Only the Invoker and the Dire is the one stepping up to the plate. So of course he now has spent lots to be 3k, 4k, 10k net worth ahead of his counterpart by like 20 to 25 minutes. Not having that kind of game up back. Sitting below the Ember, below the Nature's Prophet, and barely above the Enchantress, Illidan, he's got a long road to travel.
Yeah, it was looking like they were gonna possibly be able to get that, but that early aggression not quite working out for Na'Vi, couldn't get anything going, like Dendy was further behind, but he's been taking really good fights. I mean, that's what it comes down to. First one kicking off the Roche Pit every game, being the ESL 1 rank for Qualifier, something big goes down that Roche Pit, it turns the game around, and again that's what it was here for Na'Vi. And they can be nice and aggressive here. Going around with Zeus, obviously on Dendy, he can go around looking, turn out for these wards, they're going to find one here just firing, but just trying to gain a little bit of control, some vision. You take a look at that vision that is out there from Team Spirit right now, and there is nothing. No wards down. Force that too. This is excellent farm from Phonic.
Well, they've got the vision with a glimpse now, the infinite damage. Fly. Powerful way. General trapped him with a Centaur, but he's going to be okay. His Prophet doing so well against the Sven so far. Natus has done for Illidan, and he still holds on to the Quelling Blade to deal with the Sprout. General keeps this pressure applied. It's a wound now for Team Spirit that really needs to address. Starting to hemorrhage a little bit. These tier 1 still standing. Another second. Gonna fly, went in a little bit deep there. No teammates nearby. Cannon. Starting to wonder, Team Spirit, they've not taken a single tower. All of these fights have been happening on their side of the river or deep into the Radiant jungle, and they haven't taken an objective side of Roshan.
And that's the main reason that we've seen this big like Chen Dire side win rate. It's that early rotation down, taking care of this tower, and opening up this jungle to yourselves. But the fact that they had those kind of early kills, but it's also like a Slardar. He doesn't really add anything to your own tower push. It's not the best partner to pair up with someone like the Chen, like it's no Beastmaster or even like a Vengeful Spirit or something with that aura. I don't think anyone built an early drums either, because you had to wait till after the Midas from Iceberg, and so you don't get that big push. You don't knock down that tower, and then on top of that, you've got Dendi, who can just come in here and start eliminating that vision if you end up getting any, right? So having a very hard time of actually pushing this Chen advantage that you typically look for, getting those aggressive wards and making something of their lineup other than just this like passive spend farming, which wasn't even going that well. It's catching up now though.
General, he's starting to race ahead a little bit here with his Maelstrom now up, split pushing away at this top lane. RV. Over that at this point they can defend their tier 1 towers relatively easily. Artstyle, Aghanim, Dragonlance, 2,000 gold. Start looking at Hyperstones, can start looking at a Hex, Hoot to Travel, something along those lines with these big luxury items for him. 23 minutes in. Feels like it's much later the way these items have progressed for some of these heroes. You look back at Vincere and you realise, nope, not had the best of games. 2,000 gold saved up now. Battle Fury on its way, but a Yule Scepter for Dendi, who had a pretty tragic laning stage, went 0 and 3. All the Ethelens and Dagger on Nature's Prophet. I do wonder if these items are a signal of any aggression here or terms of engagement for Na'Vi. They are grouping up as 4. Got General ready to TP across in 2 seconds time, but it's a smoke from Team Spirit that's pushed them forward. They want to be the aggressors. Echo. In a very
going to signal
spot.
that they're coming though.
Going to be able to jump onto the Emissary. Nako's in a perfect spot here to turn around and get skills back, fall down onto Illidan, and always going to apply it. That kills up the slaughter and back as well. And Artstyle absolutely destroys every single member of Team Spirit. Na'Vi, perfect positioning, perfect knowledge of where Team Spirit were going to be in general. TVs in the back to kill a full hero up. Oh boy.
I mean, not only did Na'Vi like already have an inkling that they were doing this smoking just by the lane positioning, no one showing on the map, but there's no way a Forge Spirit wanders in aimlessly for any reason other than getting for a smoke. Nice little comeback there. And they managed to snag the kill using the boulder toss. Sunstrike, so we'll get down Dendi, but extremely well played by Na'Vi, very well read.
Now Roshan's up. General does a little dance. Little love gets down tonight with Roshan in the pit. Girard is happy to take this one up, and he's gone from 2,000 to 3,000 gold. A little bit of a slow endeavour though from Na'Vi. More spirits will come across and scout this one out as well. These fights, this perfect movement. Seneko again. That one little thing. He puts himself here. In this little spot. Rolls the aggro in with the Ember Spirit. Moves across. Back engage. And this is all without warding, this is all without vision. This is moving with your great knowledge. Now Roshan does drop an Iceberg. Take up the HP Immortal. We still want to try and fight this, so they've got damage into the pit. Oh, he is angry. He is mad. He looks for Dendi with a 3-1. He's taking down some structure to be there as well. He was something from Dendi. Keeps him alive for now, but still the portrait will clear him up, but it allows Vincere to get the kill back onto the Sven. And in the meantime, they took down a Slardar somewhere on the back end while General moves forward. Iceberg, Sprout, not there from General. Go for the jet, will always want to fly over to the other side. Down by the rest of Na'Vi, the marauding hordes of Ukrainian players and heroes. Taking out the CIS legends of Team Spirit, and Goblak lips back to base, tail between legs, wondering what went wrong.
Yeah, what a strange fight that was. You had, like, Berg hanging out in the pit, kind of like chilling there. Illidan goes in deeper, no one else is there to commit. You've got pairs, like, duking it out in the jungle and everything like that, so not coordinated at all there, really, from either squad. But Na'Vi, once again, just hitting the positioning of Team Spirit, backing out, allowing them into the pit, basically, like, pulling out, like, that whole pincer maneuver, essentially. Locking them into place and then pouncing on them. They'll capitalize on that, grab this tier 3 tower, and that is the very last one here, while Na'Vi have not lost a single one.
Pretty spot on from Na'Vi. I mean, even with that early blink dagger. When was the last time we saw Team Spirit across the river mop pack?
Like Phonic down here in the laning stage, I would say.
The last time, the fights, like, over in the Radiant Jungle, the east of the tier 2 mid, that's the last time I remember Team Spirit being across the river, in that one big fight where they lost. Every other fight has been happening around here, over in its dire side of the jungle, towards the Ancients. Team Spirit, they can't farm Ancients, they can't stack, they can't build things up with the spend Phonic. Enroll blinks away, and Slada still looking for this with a force staff, but the Sprout is down. Phonic, force staff the wrong direction, tries to guess, he's got the crush still on the General and Phonic. He's found this one. Ice Circle help out, all set up by the Slada. They take out the dominating streak of the Nature's Prophet there and give it over to the Invoker.
Find more is the question. Trans chase down Phonic, but Kinetic Field, it looks like he's going to get away. But that was a little bit earlier there, so... Still though, no pressure being able to plot. Like, they get that kill, obviously, but Team Spirit actually turned into anything. It doesn't look like it, and I know this patch, there's been 32 games where you've had this exact situation, right? Where you've got 6-tower advantage. I mean, it could be slightly warped, but only one team's actually going to come back. So, like, if they don't get a tower by the next minute and a half, which isn't likely, you can just see how difficult it's going to be for Team Spirit. It's going to be one of those scenarios you have to imagine where they kind of win this one fight, and then it's just like, boom, one lane's down, maybe you get all 3 towers, maybe not a Rax, and then happening a couple of times right in a row there, so... Smoke's probably going to be playing the biggest part here, and once again, that comes into this whole vision coming in from Denny. Or if the only ward they have on the map is going to be here, and it's going to be here, but they can't get any towers, they can't get any aggressive vision, they have no idea what Na'Vi are up to.
It just shows as well how far back they are right now. Something on the courier, right? His BKB is about 100 gold off. In Spirit, put a way back into this. We're looking now at a Na'Vi lead of 10,000 net worth, 7,500 experience, but 10 physical damage up against the Zeus, the Enchantress. Drop to mid profit. BKB can absolutely destroy them. Or kill off the chest. I think Illidan, you have to rely quite heavily on the rest of the team actually starts up these fights and looking for the go here. He's going to try with his Stormhammer to start Art Style. This damage up from the Enchantress is too big for the spend. Even if BKB can't handle it, 1 point for the shot is all he needs, and Art Style is beyond godlike. Disruptive kills off Phonic, and Iceberg traps him. The Sprout is there. Damage up was good enough. Na'Vi clear up 4. One after the other. We're at fall. Even signaled the end of the game. Na'Vi started slow, but it's just been perfect execution.
Yeah, it really has. Once again, like, this looks like their first game against Team Spirit the other day, where they just had them kind of running around the map, unable to accomplish anything, always chasing after Na'Vi. Comes back, well, they're gonna be able to chase down, always want to fly.
Generally, he goes further forward. He's got magnetized on him, but he's barely surviving. Wait, where's the bottle from? Vincere bottles them up as well. Nicholas Prophet just standing there to dance a little bit. Actual fall survives, still dead from Team Spirit. Lift is available to your mid-rank to defend that one. Na'Vi in number 1, 30 to 17, 31 minutes in, they move themselves towards mid. Vincere, who took that charge a while ago, he's got about 3,000 gold to spend. The slide chain will not land onto Phonic. Na'Vi, they have to be retreating.
When we were kind of concerned about Na'Vi in the early game, A lot of that was based on the assumption that it was going to be this whole Battle Fury build-up, like Boots is traveling to Battle Fury, Ditcheroff farming a lot, not getting very aggressive and active to help out this Zeus and this mech nature's profit, right? Like, that was the big concern. It was like, well, like, what's Ditcheroff going to do? Like, he's not going to be able to farm this up, but going to that Solar Crest and actually getting active with the team, the tempo that they established, the fact that they were getting aggressive, forcing Team Spirit to react to them rather than getting any semblance of a game plan of their own. Have they even had a plan? I haven't even seen like many stacks on the Ancients, frankly. You haven't been seeing any sort of an aggressive movement, any pings on the enemy towers, any lines being drawn at all from Team Spirit. Like, they don't seem to have anything coming from this dire side. It's all just like, what are they doing? How do we catch Na'Vi? Can we punish Dendi a little bit more here? And Na'Vi have just been running this game.
Have indeed. What does Team Spirit even look for? Like, the plan you're talking about here kind of started off with, okay, laning phase has gone well, always on a fly has been bossing everywhere. But after, let's say, 6-7 minutes in, always on a fly has been unfelt as a force or a presence in this game. Team fight capabilities, you know, they're decent as Nurse Spirit, just not able to find the openings here. Fights have been so spread and split out. Team Spirit don't seem to have that ability to group up, jump onto one hero, clear them out. Artstyle's positioning, Saneko's positioning more importantly, still on this disruptor has been absolutely superb, and they're going to try and go again with a Nix's Wrath. Thrown out, there's limitless damage, constant flooding, they look back and see it, involved against kill, take him out. Artstyle says thank you very much, another kill by Tally, 13, 1 and 8. Chantra's sitting at right now. Some serious hate to Team Spirit and showing some serious hate to Illidan. One more shot, Godblack's gonna be dead. Thrown down the hand of Godblack, kill it, save himself, Artstyle now, caught in Magnetime. The ultimate is a big one to take. If they can do it though with the meteor dropping, they will. Illidan driven through the static storm, but outputting damage into a single target is proving to be relatively difficult now. Sprout is down, can't see him straight side, you run the flip from him as well, but Illidan, he stands. Psycho Man, trying to face against his enemy Spirit. They're just charging him. Ensure that he cannot stick on 21. Iceberg looks for the cold snap on the damage in general. Gonna get some struck down if he goes any further, but it's just the right click projectiles. Secure that one. Team Spirit finally hold their high ground, defend their barracks, and they get a ton of gold from that. Can they push back out?
I mean, you are getting to that point where actually Iceberg is getting rather scary. He's got his BKB, he's got his Aghanim Scepter, his Blink, and he has 3.7k gold. So depending where he wants to go from here, I don't know if you want to try for that like guaranteed win some team fights into this refresher, or do you have to think more in line with this kind of push build, this kind of how are we going to reestablish the map control and actually progress forward? He's just heading in mid, trying to get that first tower of the game. See if Vincere can deny it here. Options, do they have any vision? No. Really getting away on this one.
This Ditcheroff Ember Spirit build is going to be spammed in public, I feel it. Boots of Travel, Actual Apostle, Medallion into Solar Crest, Skadi, and then AC. No Battle Fury, no crit, no nothing. Armor upon armor upon armor to deal with the Slaughter and Sven and oh, that kills them Dendi alone, but Ditcheroff comes in and secures that one up.
It's very team dependent build, right? Like, this is not your Turtle Envy Ember Spirit kind of a thing where everyone's just making space for you, you're doing your own thing. It's you're gonna be in the fights, you need to be working with your team, working with Saneko and how he's gonna be controlling people for your slights and being on top of your playing cards. General, just look how aggressive he's being right now. He himself, of course, very tanky with BKB connected, no fear.
Full snap away will allow Godblack back to safety. The BKB popped by Illidan, static storm down, Sonic gets some whip, this one outside, from the run well, going still long, and Illidan got Sonic is shit! This poor little Sven, you're going to be able to get yourself out of this one. He misses his first hit on the Ditcheroff, and the rest is paying off, and the hard style just absolutely cruising to victory. RV show the bottom flight with just a fluke. Oh, recoup, regain their strength to move in. Down another lane of racks here, the last one to defend. There's the Sunstrike with a meteor and a good deafening blast as well. General's cleared up by Iceberg, that's a BKB pop for that one kill. He got left to give actually here with the glyph available. He might be able to defend with the buyback from the Sven if they want to try and hold these barracks. But now V.
Do it here though, refresher.
Dial's bottom barracks
Oh, there's more too late.
Refresher. Pop it now though. Off to the lane. My back to this probably wants to come in again. But jump in. Always want to fly. He wants to kill Dendi. Run away. Not going to get himself back to safety. Na'Vi. 2 seconds for that Earth Spirit. Then multiple fly back at this one. There's a big tornado. No EMP, no meteor. Sonic jumps in. A 2-man cross the pressure there as well. Iceberg. But the static falling down. An Iceberg. He just cannot find a target to pick on him. Dendi blasted back, but Goblak dead, and the glimpse on the Iceberg will send him into his death as well. GG is gold as Team Spirit, so that's enough. We've had it, we're Raw, we're Storm. Na'Vi plays the top face of a match here. Game number 1 goes the way of Natus Vincere. This is the best of 3 of course, so potentially 2 more games here. Na'Vi not as strong as maybe we expected, a few little hiccups down the road, but a good solid draft and good solid execution nonetheless.
This was a game of expectation versus adaptation. Like you're looking, you see the Skull Black Chen, it's dire side, it's these rotations that we always talk about coming down to that bottom lane, and instead there wasn't adaptation. They instead applied that pressure onto General on the top, they tried to shut him down using that very early like lane support Chen, but of course it almost seemed like a very failed adaptation because it didn't get this big Chen prowess that we've seen. It didn't allow them to establish any control. They did head into that early Roshan, of course, but turned into a big disaster when Na'Vi showed up. And then on the other side, you have this adaptation coming from Vincere. Like, we were here expecting this Battle Fury, this bad early laning stage was really going to impact him because of that, but Vincere, he adapts, goes into the Solar Crest build, into the Scotty, the AC, and by working with his team, Na'Vi, they just completely sweep it back. I mean, that graph was just a total upward swing starting at the 18-minute mark. He was able to actually get active there, so very impressive stuff from Vincere. Once again, Na'Vi, bringing it home to the fans. Na'Vi are back, and only game 1 though. Of course, this is a very, very crucial game. This is going in, like, you want that big last best of 5, make your way to Frankfurt, so a lot riding on these 2 remaining, potentially, games.
Oh, with game number 1 done, we'll have a short break and come back game number 2 here in this best of 3. I'm Gareth, joining me as Modpax. See you in a little bit after the break.
คุณผู้ชมคะช่วงนี้ชมหนังการเขย่าจอเสนอภาพยนตร์ไทยเรื่องผู้ชายหนักหนาจบและชมข่าวภาคดึกค่ะรายการต่อไปนี้เหมาะสำหรับผู้ชมที่อายุ13 ปีขึ้นไปอาจมีภาพเสียงหรือเนื้อหาที่ต้องใช้วิจารณญาณในการรับชมผู้ชมที่มีอายุน้อยกว่า13 ปีควรได้รับคำแนะนำ
เกียรติเนาะถ้ามันได้มีโอกาสก็อยากได้รับโอกาสนั้น
ใช่ค่ะเรารู้สึกภูมิใจนะคะว่าเราได้เป็นส่วนหนึ่งของบริการค่ะเหมือนกันค่ะก็รู้สึกดีใจแล้วก็ภาคภูมิใจในน้องๆด้วยค่ะ
ก็อะไรคือเนาะนักบินมันทิ้งไม่ได้อะอย่างงี้
ใช่ค่ะนักบินก็มีความพร้อมเสมออยู่แล้ว
เช่นเดียวกับน้องใหม่หรือนางสาวสุวัฒนาจันทเลิศอายุ 23 ปีเด็กสาวจากจังหวัดปัตตานีก็เลือกเดินเส้นทางนักบินอย่างที่ฝันเอาไว้และเดินทางมาสมัครในวันแรกแม้ว่าก่อนหน้านี้จะเดินสายสมัครเป็นนักบินในสายการบินแอร์ไลน์เอกชนมาแล้วก็ตามส่วนสาเหตุที่ทำให้จำนวนผู้สมัครนักบินหญิงชุดประวัติศาสตร์มีจำนวนไม่มากเท่าที่ควรเนื่องจากคุณสมบัติของผู้สมัครจะต้องมีใบอนุญาตนักบินพาณิชย์ตรีที่ออกโดยประเทศไทยและต้องผ่านการทดสอบความสามารถด้านภาษาอังกฤษไม่ต่ำกว่าเลเวล 4 ต้องเป็นผู้ที่มีรูปร่างลักษณะท่าทางเหมาะกับการเป็นทหาร ที่สำคัญต้องมีส่วนสูงไม่ต่ำกว่า 162 เซนติเมตร นั่นหมายถึงต้องมีดีกรีจบการศึกษาหลักสูตรการบินหรือเป็นศิษย์เก่าการบินพลเรือนที่ใช้เวลาเรียนมาแล้วถึง 4 ปี ซึ่งสนนราคาค่าใช้จ่ายจนครบหลักสูตรนี้ อยู่ที่ประมาณ 2,300,000 บาทจึงไม่ต้องแปลกใจว่าทำไมจึงมีผู้สมัครเข้ารับการคัดเลือกเป็นนักบินหญิง
ค
ช็อปเลยบัตรดีเฟิร์สสมัครแบรนด์วินซีรีลาสมัครวันนี้ที่ธนาคารกรุงเทพสนับสนุนโดยรุ่นใหม่ Isuzu D-Max 1.9 DDI Blue Power
Dire team ban. Ten seconds. No, I'm sorry. 8 seconds. Actually, I meant... Well, never mind. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back to this best of 3. Game number 2 is coming up for you. I'm Gareth, coming to you from the JD Studios, and the draft has begun. Team Spirit up against Navi. ESL won Frankfurt 2060 European qualifiers, and they've got a little bit to go. The winner of this does, of course, have to face up against VP in a best of 5 tomorrow. Determine who gets that second spot. Of course, you've got your all to try and get yourself to Frankfurt. Navi, they're a game ahead in this best of 3. Well, Pack, my co-caster, the draft is underway, but it's going a little bit slower than the previous one. They're not snapping into bans and picks. Definitely a little bit of deliberation about this.
Yeah, things have been mixed up a little bit here. So obviously we won't be seeing the Earth Spirit, but again the Io Nakami showing up, and we're going to have the Nature's Prophet over on the side of Team Spirit. So this is almost precisely how things went the last time, and then Bat Rider and Enchantress, I guess. Like, generally, if Beastmaster's gone and Nature's Prophet's gone, they always go Bat Rider for general. And then typically this would be the Enchantress. I'm not sure if they might just want to grab the that seems to be what Navi would prefer in most scenarios, although most teams taking the Enchantress is considered to be a little bit stronger of a roamer, so they grab the Chen, and now what does Team Spirit want? Do they want the Enchantress? Do they consider that good enough?
Huh? And it's always been that kind of pseudo count, you pick up the creeps, take control of its mind, and to back, well, it's going to drop dead from horrible malfeasance that Enchantress has put over the top of it. Space of bans here. Try to see, Sven banned out, get rid of the Dendi Invoker if you want to. Iceberg and Dendi both do love that hero, while DP is the Team Spirit. Don't want any more of this pushing power. I guess Lycan's the other one, right? DP and Lycan for Team Spirit, then Navi, maybe they want to ban out the Invoker themselves?
Yeah, potentially. Navi have done all sorts of kind of wonky stuff. They've done, they did a Dendi safe lane Mirana, and they threw Ditchera actually into the mid with the Lycan, so they have lots of little mix-up with the like, you're banning out this Death Prophet because you're afraid of that, like, Dendi the mid lane, having a good start, and getting this big pushing synergy with the Chen. I would imagine they're going to be looking for the Spirit if it doesn't get banned out here as well. Comboed up with like a Venge, a Bat Rider, then I would expect the Invoker to come out for Dendi.
5 seconds remaining.
You're removing.
Reserve time.
Are you rid of? Like drafting, he's thinking damn hard about this one. The big question is, what do you want to give to Always Want to Fly? Because Black Enchantress, Always Want to Fly, maybe static support, climb around, the Witch, along those lines. Yeah, maybe the Oracle actually. Navi ban out the Oracle against this Batrider could be pretty good for them.
Yeah, they could ban Oracle, go Venge, and then of course you're kind of thinking of those. Yep, there you go. Nice call there. Perfect. And that also gets rid of the score call possibility for Team Spirit, who have been great to go from the top lane and open up that spend pick once again for them on that dire side, and we go right into the Natus. So this is obviously extremely similar. They just run this draft right up against teams. Oh my god, alright, is this the exact same game? It is, I'm almost positive. So last time these teams played, it was Enchantress, Puck, Drow, Nature's Prophet, and then they ended up with a Winter Wyvern. And on the side of Na'Vi, it was the Mirana, the Chen, the Venge, the Batrider, and they closed it out with the Lycan. So I guess they'll ban the Witch Doctor, they'll ban the Lycan, I have to imagine. Yeah, alright. This is too good.
So we're not going to have identical drafts then. So Na'Vi won the previous game, right?
That is correct.
The 2-0 Team Spirit.
General, I cannot even describe how much General dumps through the top lane. It was Illidan on the Drow, and it was, I think, Always Want to Fly playing the Winter Wyvern. Yeah, it was. Either way, like General ran them over, like to a point where Illidan was nothing but a creep. Like he was the lowest net worth on his team at like 20-minute mark or something, or he was like maybe second, just above one of the supports. It was extremely bad. Okay, like totally wrecked. Oh, not sure. Do they want to give this to Digiron, the safe one that they've done before, and just get Dendi a more? Yeah, they'll go back to the Wind Range. Don't have to go for any crazy Dendi, Mirana safe lane things. And now I guess they close Winter Wyvern, right?
You sure they want to?
Now it's the Chen. Maybe it didn't work out too well. They're thinking like, how can we deal with this Batrider better? Like, what hero is going to be able to do a better job? Who can harass better in lane?
There aren't that
Not many supports.
Lion is still out there. You can maybe stun and hex up the back, but it's
Disruptor,
dealing
maybe?
with it. Disruptor with a glimp.
Like, hold him in place enough that he's out of range of Illidan, so we can't just Firefly right over top of him.
Frostbite from Crystal Maiden.
That's not a bad one as well.
Spot the DM. They're gonna take their time and think about where they want to go with this draft now. But Wind Ranger for... So that's gonna be Na'Vi... That's gonna be a Dendi Wind Ranger mid. Style on the old Chen. Dichiram Mirana. You say they gave it to Dendi before on the safe lane?
Hey, they did that once. Most of the time it is Dichiron the safe lane. Playing the Mirana. Their one little mix-up was they threw it safe lane for Dendi and sent him in. Yeah, so... that. You guys can follow me on Twitter at MopPacks. I can snipe drafts for you all day. No worries. Fine.
Especially draft you've seen before.
Ow, shut up, man. Come on.
Or you can check out joindota.com and look at the match ticker where we have all of these old drafts.
I'm trying to sell out here, do you mind?
All set up there for you. Or you can check out MopPacks. He coaches Complexity. He basically won games for them without even playing.
Swindle King. The man. The legend.
Ready? I've got a chance this time though.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, I definitely think Always Want to Fly is going to be doing better this time with the Disruptor than the Winter Wyvern, and I would imagine they're also going to be keeping an eye on General. Like, maybe that's why he just got so much hate last game early on, was Illidan was still a little bit bitter, you know? Please, someone deal with this guy. He has wrecked my life the last 2 times we played against each other.
Let me see if he out on the Neko was down already, going to block up for that camp, so Prophet cannot pull across to it, but an early laning ward here towards mid from the Disruptor. That very, very quickly to get that one out. But you're actually all grouping up towards the mid lane themselves, all going to be scouted out by Team Spirit if they move any further forward though. Ranger and his mid opponent, the Iceberg Pot, Illidan on the Drow Ranger, like you said, can give that little bit of extra damage over to the Fairy Dragon.
Someone disconnected.
I'll be the laning support partner for Illidan up there, while Enchantress got like get his first creep. Depending on where he goes, he can pick up the large camp here, towards the safe lane, towards the mid, or the large camp over here, towards the bot lane. All things down in that area, but Dichiram Mirana off against Funny, on that Nature's Prophet, and RV. Yeah, I mean, Arstyle's holding on to one, but they've been very patient. Their movements out all the way across here towards the top rune spot, and you see the mirroring of movements. Team Spirit are like, that, sod that, we do not want to get involved. And Na'Vi, they left this very late, which means they're probably going to be able to snipe both bounty runes here. That's really great play. Mind games.
Nicely done here. Alright, so that was, Team Spirit got them both last time though, and they lost, so... Now what happens? That's the real question. Is this the advantage, Team Spirit? Or no, it's just bad luck or something. And he's still got that sentry ward, so he's not sure what he wants to do here. I want to see what Always Want to Fly has on him. And he's got plenty of gold left for sentries if he needs them.
And we'll block up the camp. Block this one though, doesn't get camp blocked up. Black starts over in his own side of the jungle here, so maybe a rotation towards mid or the safe lane with that early Sapphire, but he does want the secondary creep as well. See? Paying onto Iceberg already with his right click attacks. Look at that, phase shift forced out while down towards bottom, Nico deep in behind the tier 1 tower, but I'd be afraid that this Enchantress was sitting around a little bit closer, but he's going to loop himself all the way around there, leave Flonic to deal with Vincere a little bit in the early stage, and Dendi of Iceberg. Low on the old HP. After blast flying across, it's difficult to handle, but Arstal comes in, steals it back out, takes it as well. Iceberg's phase shift there, not going to pay off as Data for Arstal going to work wonders. Denied by Dendi as well. Spirit. You've got to pick up the pace here if you want to deal with Dendi at this rate.
You think you can deal with this little bit of a matchup here by getting the Drow Ranger? Well, let me just send a Satyr mid. GG, pretty much. Win any lane. And that creep, yeah, it's going to slow down Art Style. I don't think he cares too much.
I don't think so.
Iceberg, please.
Like another salve there. Dendi getting closer and closer to that bottle. Really bossing this lane while down at bottom lane. Against the Vengeful Spirit and the Mirana. How much kill potential do they actually have here?
It should be really difficult, right? Because you imagine the trance will obviously be getting in the way of the arrow virtually every single time. So, how are you ever going to lock down Flonic long enough to kill him? But look at Seneko, he's like dying attempting this.
Very far as there, Seneko, 2 more hits is what they need. Somehow, the Treant, I don't know, punched him in the face. Flonic will pay for that with his life, but he got himself the first blood, a decent chunk of gold as well. Exchange there because they gave Vincere a hell of a lot of money with that kill back. Thing it maybe just a little bit too much for his favour as he's up to 14 last hits. Just that free lane for a little bit, so maybe worth it there for Seneko just to bait Flonic in. Lane. General. Flies over the trees and far away with Godlike Enchantress. They glimpse the Batrider back, but go in on top of Illidan here. The nice little net traps him in, a stick shot down. Illidan's going to die before General even drops. This Batrider, we saw him at Star Ladder crushing lanes. Up against OG, he was in a 1v2, and it was a Sven and a Vengeful Spirit. Crit and no tail, they didn't know where hit them. General Bat is an absolute wonder to watch.
Yeah, this guy, man, he knows how to play that turn rate, which is by far the biggest hallmark of a good Batrider player, right? It's just every single inch, just making sure that your right click's not going to get off. I'm going to get over you, I'm going to get under you. He just makes it so difficult. He plays with the vision of the trees, using his flying vision to try and limit the impact the Godblack can have when he makes these rotations.
Just want to fly.
He's such a boss on this hero, man. Like, gross.
10 seconds until Glimpse. General doesn't know where the Enchantress is. Still playing very aggressively into that little disruptor. 4 seconds, 3. Won't get the Glimpse back as this 1-1-1 build from Always Want to Fly will not allow them to go that way. How we're looking mid lane? 16-9, 16-8, it is perfectly even here for Iceberg and Dendi, and they'll trade off runes as well.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower.
Out on the rune change. Get the double bounty, only the single one, while Dendi picks up a hate rune for himself. Be a big old kill rune there if he wants to. Where'd he go? I think farming Radiant Jungle, he could be in a prime position to get ganked here by the Wind Ranger coming in, but Vincere or Seneko, they have to realize that Furion is missing. With a TP up the top potentially here, General going to get right click down, and Team Spirit pick up one. Seneko, he is TP'd in very aggressively with the before, and throws him out to missile, but it's not going to be enough, and Unstyle scratches the trees, turns back and kills an army, trying to kill up Illidan. The nuke damage is there, but the right click is just about to kill him off. The Drow Ranger drops. Team Spirit, 3 for 1. Drow Ranger gives up her life. Decent exchange.
And these early rotations and synchronization with Team Spirit, we saw this there last game too. Things started looking very well. Good rotations around the map, so Flonic on that stall TP. I believe right when he was TPing he was under vision, but I mean, when you're TPing right here, it doesn't really matter. It's quite clear what you're up to, so Well played there with the Sprout, having those treants available too. So if they want to go into some sort of a push, they would have had that available, but obviously dropping a little bit low there. He'll just work on these phase boots, these drums, and they gotta get active early this time. You gotta actually convert these into objectives. Enchantress and Nature's Prophet. Oh, they was Iceberg.
I was watching General at the top because this convergence of heroes from Team Spirit coming in very quickly to try and snipe the Batrider. He goes not to always want to blood, but goes down, and General trapped up in place as well, and quite quickly to oblivion. He tries to go for that 4-stack sticky napalm. Just having none of it. With Goblin and Illidan both here to help. Face boots is very nice. Purple, purple, purple. The heroes get their nice boots and a treads for Drow Ranger. Everyone's buying boots.
Combo breaker there.
Yeah, Drow, why not buy phase boots?
Iceberg, easy top rune here. Oh, even bottle up Goblin, kind of nice.
Now the Marcos will be proud. Everyone's buying all these little booties. Echo doesn't have ground boots to his name. I wonder with the General Batrider, yeah, he dips back into the jungle knowing that top lane a save for Soul art style. Insponic with a Moonlight Shadow will be able to get himself out of a tough spot as well because Iceberg is rotating into the middle lane, so Neko available. Try and turn it around if Phonic decides to chase.
Oh, and that's one thing we haven't mentioned. I tell you, Ditcheroth, him and Denny, when they were playing this Miranda, the use of the Moonlight Shadow was impeccable. Every single time, it was so well done. The way they could basically use it as a pseudo smoke every time they wanted. Nice little shackle harassment mid here on the Iceberg. Oh, geez, harassment, Denny. He's got the mana. Definitely level 1 though.
Just harassment in the meantime to kill off one. A Wizard Play dies. Phonic gets the trade.
Amongst your bones.
The Portal Guard tier 1. Oh, Hot in danger. Power shot is there from Denny. Shackle shot latches. He's got no mana for a power shot though. Maybe misjudging that a touch. But look at the build from Dendy. 4,
yeah,
1,
yeah.
1, 1.
See, I'm gonna ult you, my focus fire. Yeah, alright, they get general.
I find it easy.
Okay, we've got to stop the T-Tours now. I'm just here, I'm admiring Dendy's skill build. The fact he tries to go for the kill onto the puck there, but it's 4 levels in shackle shot. Get the Batrider up at top lane with the Drow Ranger. Here's level 6 though as general. Still a long distance away from that Blink Dagger though.
Denied.
Good Denny in here, Thief. Level 3 glimpse. There's the coil too, so Denny, look at his positioning though.
He's been running for this land and shackles back on Iceberg. The focus fire, no mana for it. Phonic keeping it in aggressively, but then it's round from Suneko. Arrow, goal for the needle in between 3 heroes there. Ditcheroth goes to turn the start on the top, but Upside does his character between him and always with a blow will drop, but still, Illidan ready with a frost arrow to clear up the gem. For this army. Some of it all. Iceberg going in deep top lane. What's happening? General 5 by Goblack a touch there, but Iceberg with Phonic. Fast tier 1, arrow, oh, catches, Nature's Prophet, Star Storm, it's not going to land, Ditcheroth, oh no! He misjudged that massively, he leaves himself way back to safety, but still, that should have been a secured kill onto Nature's Prophet.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Oh, that's tough. That is one of the tougher parts of Mirana.
How did...
Trying to find that total lip of it though, and then, like, he doesn't want to use his leap obviously, or else he's just going to end up dying to Iceberg.
How did Bat die?
I'm going to guess impetuses.
Oh, he walked back in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You're never safe against an Enchantress. Goblack art style, whoever it is, Enchantress is a nasty beast. 9 minutes in, and General is really quite far away from his Blink Dagger.
The thing is though, like, Team Spirit, they haven't, again, gotten any sort of a push going, so General, he can just come down the bottom lane, he can farm up here, he can take over this jungle. And meanwhile, Navi are going to create space for him, allow him to get up his Blink Dagger because of the great time Dandy's had, thanks to all that attention being focused up on the General. Draw, he's on an escapable core as well, he can kind of hang out the top, soak, farm a little bit. Now this is a very tough rotation, trying to go on Iceberg's puck this early with a Chen Venge.
They've got the 4 points in Shackle and a Focus Fire, so I can see why they're doing it.
Tough lead off though, like how do you get that initial control? It relies on a mistake almost from... They're just going to head elsewhere. Moonlight escape if things don't go too well.
Scouted out Suneko and Artstyle in the dire jungle, and Phonic will even see himself into this one with Goblack. Against Central back. sent back to base and Moonlight Shadow. Do they have any reveal here? A good central stomp and Iceberg comes through with the damage. Still under the guise of invisibility, and Dendi is also here, ready to turn and fight. The shackle shot not going to latch into an normal man with the back, catches on top, brings it back into Dendi. With a sprout forward to Dendi, do they have a stun to the Dream Coil? And Dendi tries to wind run, tries to turn a fight, but he's got nowhere to go. There's Wind Ranger, dead to right.
Might wish to retract your last move.
Gerard,
Yeah,
up the leg.
lost there. Yeah, he's trying to come in and help out.
Dire's top tower is under
They
attack.
made this rotation, and they tried to take advantage of the vision and everything, but obviously the puck seemed to be too tall of an order, so they tried to make this rotation top. They get the kill on general down bottom.
Everywhere, every
Sorry in this game.
every lane there's someone looking for a kill. Every single lane there's someone looking for a kill. Missed about 4 or 5 of them. I feel really ashamed. My face has gone red, and I can see chat spamming detours again, and I really do apologise. I am flipping awful. Time to put on directed camera, time to call in Pimp Muckle the man. He can catch 3 kills at once. He is absolutely godlike. Shout at me, Moppax.
I'll just yell at you, when it's happening.
Just shout, just shout. Bot lane, mid lane, top lane all at the same time, and I will look everywhere for you.
Alright, okay.
Please help me. General still distant from his blink dagger, and this is not what we're used to seeing from him. It's usually, you know, like 12, 30 minutes.
Oh, look at this top lane. That help. Correct.
My goodness, that quick item. Yeah, you're right. Always want to fly, disruptive time for him. Seneko being shown how to utilize his hero in the early stages of the game by always want to fly. God bless Enchantress space boots with the Dragon Lance already up, even with the drums completed.
It will be harder to remove radiant
Zach can
structures
straight
now
after
that they
as
are
well.
fortified. Radiant's top tower is
Alright,
under
Team
attack.
Spirit, man, getting the tower before 30 minutes. Dream is real.
Radiant's top tower is
Take control of some of this map, open this thing up for Phonic. Useless Nature's Prophet that they have picked. Iceberg, he's gonna find Dendi here. No allies.
Bottom tower is under attack.
No. Oh, he's so rich too, though.
The TPing in, and it's got no chance to do talk down. Final right click, I don't even know if Phonic was needed. Iceberg.
Alright, they are on fire right now. Look at that. Rotation right in to the tower. Been very excellent for them. To the Treant, to the Enchantress. You can see they're trying to capitalize the Illidan. They have this really deep ward here. From Na'Vi. Oh, Illidan dancing, doing the jives.
He's gonna go dragged back, whip there, try and save him. Ranger's gone, the rest of them trying to come in to fight us. One always gonna fly swaps, and Naco gonna try and retreat away, but Iceberg has been reached for it. Still got the Orban jump forward and strap down. Gerard and Naco cleared up, no it's not! TP's away, the Winter's not gonna land, and now the Miller's going to see Gerard, still drops to that Thunder Strike. Team Spirit, they at least get the 1-for-1, carry for carry. All they really could have asked for. Dendi on his Wind Ranger. His Maelstrom is miles away.
Vincere hesitating pretty heavily there on that Moonlight Shadow. He saw that for sentries, I believe, on the Disruptor. So he was just like, oh, I really don't want to throw this down, but in the end, it might have been enough to save him, if not the Vengeful Spirit, who was probably going to die anyway. Oh, meanwhile, Meryl, he has done exactly what was planned. Managed to fire some stuff up here, almost got that Blink Dagger a little bit later than he generally likes. Spirit again taking advantage of this. Much better this game. But this is Zeus, like, destroying everything. They have total ideas of the generals up here.
Roshan though.
Every coin helps.
General, oh man, I can't really go and do anything with this Blink Dagger, and they see us moving in. Observe wards everywhere on these lanes from Team Spirit, seeing all the movements from Na'Vi coming into this tier 1 top lane.
So, see that sneak right on the bottom room.
Yeah.
The sentry is there, and it's you can take a look. It still provides quite a bit of vision, more than you expect.
Not visible. Living behind a little bit of a tree line. Although Na'Vi, they have to kind of address this push here too. They've got the blink on Batrider, but with limited mana, you have to keep at the base, regen up, run back to late. Maybe they give up the tier 2 for a tier 1. Rather than put a chip damage down to the bottom tower.
Nice play by General. Gonna cut the wave here. Still trying to save any creeps left. Okay, oh, there's one. Is that one range creep?
There's
Got it.
on range creep and the tier 3 is falling.
Radiant's middle
No
tower.
glyph here, and they're going to continue up onto the high ground into the barracks. Still no glyph for Na'Vi. They're losing a lot of damage here. Arrow hits onto Illidan. Basically, red white iceberg. That's the one. The Jirah catches him around, pull back to the leg, and takes back to this. But also has to go doing what they eventually now to keep on going. Illidan's still standing. There's no the glass, but there's nothing. There's no damage. Illidan's still alive. Into this final shot by Dendy. But Na'Vi have just lost 4 heroes in their base. 15.5 minutes in. Team Spirit take the first lane of Rax. The buyback comes out from Marana, but I don't know what he can do to try and defend this one. Iceberg. Go forward. General Blink Blast Throw is available, but Team Spirit, they back themselves away. Illidan not meant to get caught by those arrows there, but the rest of his team is ready and available, just standing guard all around our Ranger.
This is a perfect example of Team Spirit taking what they learned from the last time this precise matchup happened and applying that to this game. So, shutting down General, not allowing him to fully stomp over your Drow Ranger, and Illidan's a hero, man. Look at him, he's second on the net worth. At this point in the other game, he was at 2k, like down by the Venge. That's how bad it was. He was like picking up a band of Elven Skipper instead of this Yasha helm. So, adapting to that.
An Iceberg pops the smoke instantly.
Later.
Oh wow, they know that Illidan's up here though. Trying to catch him. Chronic back down towards bottom lane. They're going to always want to fly. They have the Static Storm and the Dream Coil. Just a little bit. RV is looking very dangerous for you. I mean, Wind Ranger, no Maelstrom, Ditcheron is Marana, sure, Aquila drums treads. But your net worth on the Radiant, what's the deficit here? Closing in on 20,000 by 17 minutes? Mopac, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, this is your crazy amount of farm just snowballing down the lanes, and there was just no defense from Na'Vi, right? Like, there was that first initial pickoff onto Dendi, right down here in the jungle, and that just meant, oh, I guess we'll have to give up mid. Oh, Vincere pushing top. Oh, I guess we'll have to give up mid again, because we're not here to defend. And everything just quite literally snowballing totally out of control. I mean, how do you stop this at this point? What are these big items? Look at your heroes. You have a position 1 Marana. You have a Wind Ranger that's still desperately trying to get into a Maelstrom. You have a Cormorana who's dying to Iceberg and Funnick.
General bring in behind the tier 2 at top, Illidan. Try and stop this. They've also got Always Wanna Fly ready. Next kill has dropped, the Glimpse back available, and the Static Storm is ready, but they don't even need it. Generally just ripped to shreds by the tier 3 mid. Spirit back into tier 2 at bottom lane. They'll regroup and move themselves all back across here as well. Na'Vi having Seneko trying to wave terror across this. Chronic has to start Bell, so not what we do for one style. TP forward from Denver. And the Hand of God, maybe going to save this Vengeful Spirit. He stepped back to base and Chronic finally the down jump to the back Sprout. TP out, and the power shot gets vision. But the silence! Chronic completes. He gets himself away. Iceberg still not caught up in all of this lockdown by Na'Vi. And somehow, Chronic survives that.
Getting Denny on the end there, that Stag Farm being prepped and ready here. Transitions into a push.
General Bat Rider, Glasso, not going to throw it out onto anyone. Oh my goodness. How do you stop this? Roshan, we'll find out when he respawns in about 3 minutes time. Sonic with Orchid Drums Mech and Phase Boots is absolutely beastly in this game. Aghanim Scepter with the Dragon Lance, 90 minutes in for your Enchantress. Who even cares about what Drow Ranger has? She's a walking aura hero at this point. All you need her for is for this precision aura. The rest of the people are doing all the damage.
Scary at this point though, because typically you're looking to jump onto that Drow, right? That's lineup, you want this Bat Rider, it's the perfect kind of hero to do it. But I think that with the amount of lockdown they have, it just might be more important to bag up Iceberg quickly, get him shackled up, and bring him down. Don't allow him to have this full element yet scary, because Always Wanna Fly is just always going to be there. He's going to Glimmer Cape and try and prevent that, so they're going to need to. And of course, just throwing down that Static Storm, the Glimpse, all kinds of other control that can be coming out, but Iceberg, of course, being the big playmaker that he is, the big setup of these Dream Coils. It's like, you know they're going for the Roshan. That's your big opportunity if you want to fight outside the base. I'm not sure if that's a very wise idea, but of course we'll take it if it's advantageous. And so then that's the time you have to try and farm up these bigger items. Try and keep an eye on it with some...
What is Mirana arrowing? Throwing it out onto whoever she possibly can. Poor staff, but general, closing in on it, but bottom rack's not going to be long in this world. Spirit, they set their eyes on it. Mid lane, Iceberg is invisible again. Maybe looking for these smokes, but definitely looking down the barrel of a gun here. He's
gonna get
5 heroes from Na'Vi. Is he going to try and go for this one? Just a 5-man dream call? The Overboard there, but Iceberg doesn't actually go for that one just yet. Could have had the big old combo there, but always on a fly spot back. Iceberg finally caught him. They've got him. Scored on Observerboard. Mako finds his mark and punishes Iceberg touch from maybe being a little bit too bold.
And they were so close to smoking there, but had that mid lane been pushing it just a wee bit, I think Nico would have popped in, they would have gone, and then of course he would have been spotted anyway, but either way, I'd say that's a pretty big bit of gold heading over to these cores. We'll be farming up this whole time, just a little breathing room, but again, all that really matters is what goes down at this Roshan pit, and then that big after. This is a really... They're hoping they're like sitting here, I guess? Look at this, the horde. Oh, the sentry.
They see everything. Alright. They even fight this, 7 seconds till Puck's alive, TP down to bottom tier 2 and maybe battle this one out. Roshan's not up for a little while. Count it out, kill off a little mud golem, shard golem will pop out, throw some pebbles back at the general as well, come on, chuck the pebbles, throw them out, general, doesn't even matter, he's already dead to Goblack, infantry shots and basic right-click attacks. Always want to fly, maybe having vision on the Vincere roll, comes back, put him in a static storm and the kinetic field, and Na'Vi don't have fly back on this Mirana. 50 seconds now, without your one roll carry. This is going to be the danger zone.
Yeah, I don't even think you want to focus Roche right now, like just get going high ground. It's not going to be immediately up. Wait, so.
Well, 8 to 25 is a 20k lead, it's plateaued a little bit. Had like a 17.5, 18,000 lead by about 15 minutes here for Spirit, but it hasn't started doing further. Ilgrim's up on the high ground, just absolutely marauding through these barracks. Right now, without Glyph, without any real wave clear, without any way to stop them, Na'Vi are defenseless up against this. Against the Team Spirit. Looking for the blink forward with General, but he's glimpsed back. Great play there by Always on a Fly, making sure that no one is left behind and no one is dragged back into the open moors of Na'Vi, who are hungry for blood. They want to kill. They want something out of this.
Oh, we just finished the rack. I'm just going to poke my head into Roche here as it just respawns. What do they have to do about that smoke? They do.
They're super fortunate for Team Spirit, and they've got a pretty good Roshan killing lineup. Illidan. Right, click it down. Na'Vi, you are a good 10 seconds too slow for this one. Try and pick a fight around the pit because Roshan's dead. You are barely getting up on top of this ramp towards the bottom rune spot. You'll hold your ground here, but OG Kobold Foreman there with his nice little chalice. Good vision for Team Spirit, not going to see anything just yet, and where are Na'Vi going? They've switched from high ground to low ground, and I'm just wondering, our Observerboard not going to give any vision of the Firefly just yet, but this smoke is about to wear off, and Team Spirit, they do have this positioning up into the Radiant Jungle. They'll see them very shortly as they walk themselves down. They now have vision over onto Na'Vi, art style, back into the Roche pit. He's invis. That Moonlight Shadow, but Team Spirit, where's the reveal? He's sentry. There's the reveal and there's art style. Oh, so easy.
They made that aggressive attempt.
Did Jiragen die on the top lane as well? Phonic is soloing through him. The lead back will save him on half HP. Not die.
I'm gonna go for the YOLO arrow here.
Not far off, but the trouble is Puck is forward. Puck with the bell as well. Mako comes back from start. Mako dodges in. Now he's got the dream call as well. The drag back. They go onto the high ground, but Mako's going to 1v1 against Iceberg, and that's not a might even win. Health of Always want to fly. Na'Vi, call GG. It really is all over. Game number 2, 25 minutes in, Team Spirit. Relatively simple, just outground.
Really glad that you see the adjustment come out here from the side of Team Spirit. They figured out what went wrong last time. It was just the fact that, yeah, we drafted this Drow lineup, and yeah, she's an aura, she's a creep, but she still needs at least some semblance of fireman levels to actually become that threat. Of course, handing Iceberg the puck as well. Giving him a much better time in that mid lane, I'd say, you know, a little bit of help hand there, so. I guess, do we just go back to, like, are we going to get another redraft, something very similar? What are they going to be pulling out here? Last time they were playing, we had, like, of course, the Lycan from Na'Vi. Maybe they'll try and go back towards that. Seems to be that it's always this pushing style. Maybe they've got them figured out, possibly, Team Spirit, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm glad we went to Game 3. I was very worried it was going to be 2-0.
Oh, Na'Vi, Team Spirit, one more game pulls these teams away from that lower bracket final best of 5 against Virtus Pro tomorrow. Find out in a couple of minutes. A short break coming up.
Reserve time. Dire team pick.
Beastmaster.
Patience while the Radiant team chooses. Time now for the Dire team to choose. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Doom.
Dire team ban.
Before, during, after the Shanghai Major, a lot of European teams picked up on it.
Dire team
Picking up on those creeps, being able to kind of mirror the movements of the Enchantress when she's sneaking into lanes, and a lot of havoc. That new Infernal, newish, I guess, Infernal Blade is really good roaming and ganking tool. Once you get Tranquils and a Noble Venom up, you just go in, slam people down. On a few of these static mid heroes.
So we might actually be getting a Chaos Knight. I'm gonna see this one no often. Team Spirit keeps getting banned in that second phase, but having the Beastmaster Team Spirit to get rid of that Oracle, just to make sure that you're not gonna get that burn down on the boars, really eliminating. We saw that the other day. How brutal Oracle is up against Beastmaster. Getting rid of those boards just eliminates Beastmaster's big lane presence that he's so renowned for in that dire offering.
8 seconds. Actually, time now.
Wait for that Witch Doctor, so the sustain for this push. I think that they went for the ban on the Venge and
pick.
rather than actually grabbing up this Vengeful Spirit that Seneco's just been loving lately.
Ranger for Iceberg, this is one of the heroes that really put him on the map. Ranger back, 3-4 months ago, spamming it, a little bit of Invoker, a bit of Queen of Pain here and there. Was the red-headed lady that set Iceberg on the map and got him the spot. RV.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Or do you take that Lycan this early?
Oh, that's a good point.
Another big threat right now.
The trouble is, there's so much lockdown for Lycan, Shackle Shot and Roar.
I think Team Spirit have it on the mind for sure.
I'd be happy here as Team Spirit. You've kind of preempted the Lycan already. Like the hero itself, like, okay, maybe the pushing power from and Canvas creep to the Howl, and you're exactly right, they're going to go for it regardless. Got a lot of pushing power behind them. They're backing the Sven for Illidan, so their final hero is going to be that super hard 5 support for themselves.
The question is, like, why are Team Spirit, who are so renowned for this Chaos Knight that they have just been loving lately, why are they rocking that and instead? Like, that would have given them obviously a lot more lane control with the Chaos Knight, but it seems to be that their plan instead is going to be, we're going to hold this mid game, this early game, Sven is going to get the Ancient Stacks this time, we're going to be successful with it, and we're going to create this monster that we were looking for the last time that's going to last just plow through this game, move later and later, but obviously Witch Doctor, Lycan, Nature Prophet, Enchantress. Terrifying push line up here. I don't even know, like, Dendi, you can give him the Space Creator, probably the Queen of Pain. The big one for him that's left. They want to go in for that DP and mega push, but I feel like the Queen more suits what they have.
Boker's still out there if they really want to go for it.
Oh, yeah, that's certainly just as good, if not better.
Double Forge Spirits helps in with the push. Got control come mid-game and a lot of damage output to deal with the Sven, the Wind Ranger. Routing the Sunstrike and all that nonsense.
No, that mech Invoker can actually be disgusting, right?
Well, the
mech can go back for mid to draw too.
The mech Vlad's Invoker that we saw from G yesterday, that's
Reserve time.
It's interesting. It worked for about 10 minutes and then it fell flat on its face.
Their offlane's gonna be, like, with the Beastmaster, The Witch Doctor, you've got a Lycan. This seems like a game where the Lycan would want to be in the safe lane. I don't think you want to put a mid against the Wind Ranger like they've done before with Ditcher Raw, so... I'm still thinking Queen or Invoker. I think either of those. Yeah, I think the Invoker's the better choice. Correct.
You're at hard 5. You need wave clear. Like, wild axes and power shots, they're okay, but you need wave clear. And I'm thinking Lina. Lina Sven here could be perfect for you.
Oh, that's solid too. I'll give him a nice control. It's good up against the Nature's Prophet. Getting rid of those hits, but of course getting through that Sprout as well. Very handy. And even Laguna Blade is pretty great up against... And he's always so slippery right at the end. Great up against the Enchantress. Not sure if it's something Team Spirit have really been going for too much lately. The only thing, it's always just that Disruptor. But I would agree, I actually do think what they need is the wave clear here. Would be pretty spectacular.
Other options looking down the line, it's kind of interesting here that Bounty Hunter is completely ignored like throughout this entire series, right? Enchantress and Chen highly prioritized, Earth Spirit, same kind of story. America, China, Southeast Asia, Bounty Hunter is like first pick, first ban material, while these two teams just like, nah, ignore that, we don't need the little rat man. Track to get some money, we're gonna kill towers. The other...
I wonder if, well, you mentioned towers, I wonder if they're thinking about that Treant. They've done that up against Lycan a lot.
That's the trouble, right? You have this Doom, because if the Doom wasn't there, I'd even say you go back for an Enigma. Dazzle. Do that. Bonus armor to try and maybe fight into these pushes a little more directly. Black to pick up. Always when I fly, we'll be playing that roaming Doom. Alright. Warcry and Weave. Got a lot of bonus armor here. They've got a bit of sustain from the Dazzle Shadow Wave. Wave clear is going to be a little bit rough, so it has to be those very hard-hitting in-and-out team fights. They jump, they roll, they kill, and they try and move on from target to target to target, or else Na'Vi that'll sustain through all of your damage. Very bursty here from Team Spirit in terms of lockdown and output of physical damage with, Focus Fire and God Strength.
I mean, you look at Dazzle and you think about how, like, Oracle's such a great pairing with Sven because of survivability and his ability to run through the fights and do what he wants, but Dazzle, although similar to Oracle in that sense with the Shallow Grave, you don't get that same, like, there's obviously no debuffs that are going to be coming out to help enable, like, stunned up or slowed, and can't just give him that total run through the fight and do everything. Yeah, he won't die, but he can still just be continuously stunned up until that BKB comes out, so... Again, a lot of pressure on the Illidan. It did not go well the last time they did Sven, could not get him propelled up into that big spot. Dealt with General in the last game. Yeah, I guess he's going to be that linchpin once more for them.
Indy is yet to level anything up. He's going for the Null Talisman, he's not going for the Great Band into Ring of Aquila. Boom. Our Treant. Very nice.
It's really weird that he didn't level anything at first for that Sunstrike.
That's why he's gone for Cold Snap. That's why I was wondering if he's going to go for like a Class X build, if he wants to go for the Cold Snap first, just to have a fast regen against this Wind Ranger, knowing that the Doom will be rotating into a lane from time to time. Right? Or down to death with a Treant there, and he gets the last hit. Already Team Spirit off to a pretty good start. 100 and whatever 12 gold leads they've got. What actually is different there?
I do see this ward though. Because the Na'Vi one was down, so they spotted this placement.
Na'Vi has the network going on. Stun from Illidan onto Artsmile, but it's Cat causing havoc here for Team Spirit. Artsmile takes another hit. Does get first blood of Illidan, moving straight off there. Seneko dropping low, all the way stuck a slice down by the Doom. But General, he's not done just yet. The good salve back out from Goldblack keeps himself alive. The Dazzle going to chase that a little bit and heals himself with Shadow Wave as well. General barely scraping away with the damage, trying to get his kill as Dendy is chased back. The Duke's through from Goldblack, keeps himself alive. Cuts through trees, gets himself all the way back over to the side, but still killed off by the Treants. As Dendy, a couple of punches here. Very low on HP. Regen it back up, but Iceberg's dominant position up on top of this high ground. The ramp is his. So is the lake.
Yeah, it's a good thing he missed this early cross. Be able to snag up that early bend, and now he can dive this with the power shot. Wisely backing up.
That's going to be very difficult to handle. Wind Run is down. Iron Talon level 1. And himself to this jungling as Iceberg TP'd on by General. Just wait this wind run General, one more right click, the Fairy Fire's there, but one another one! What?
God, this range, man. I actually can't believe that reach.
10 miles away and General just pokes him! Little prod from his staff and the little bloody Firefly thrown out of it into the face of the Wind Ranger and down she goes. 3-2 is the score right now, a minute and a half in. Lycan has been given a free lane so far. Somehow.
I like how Illich just did a Stormhammer. Cancel clarity on General. Like aware that he's not going to be getting any kills up here.
And he is going Frostwax. EMP Cold Snap leveled up. To see Frostwax a lot against pushing lineups. Yes, with this lineup they've got, they need a little bit of a tempo controller in the mid game. They don't want to have that little bit of downtime when he's going Midas, trying to split farm on his own, getting his levels. To the Voka. The phase boots into Urn, the Orchid, and then back into Midas a little bit later once you've actually built up your lead significantly. Dendy. Very well getting these last hits in, but it's top lane where the Doom is rotating into the Nature's Prophet. Always want to fly smoke up and they really desperately want to kill and walk into him, and General is stuck in between the trees and in between 3 heroes. Nature's Prophet's dropped.
They're lacking a little bit of control without this Frostwax, so it is kind of understandable that they'd be going for this. It's going to be better for setting up those ganks from ourselves mid lane. Doesn't look like AP will connect. Nice for getting every
General, there's no wind run. And General, he wants to just keep on right-clicking Iceberg down with a final one from Artstyle and clear up the kill. RV, very aggressive on this middle lane.
Oh, look again, Funnick. He's in trouble over here, the Centaur being left. Pull down this farm on that Beastmaster, once again being toyed with here from Artstyle.
Thanks be to you.
Fly has a tranquil slow, 102, level 3.5 Doom. We kind of expected this Doom to have a little more impact in this early laning stage, just walking across and slapping Dendy around a bit. The fact he has Ghost Walk available to him at all times,
You wanted that.
difficult prospect actually moving in.
And he's been totally scouted out by this ward too, so they know precisely where always want to fly is, and Dendy can just because that. Hopefully he doesn't go down.
Dendy, and got Seneko to save him, the heal from the good restoration, and power shot, Iceberg. Is he throwing it out? Maybe waiting for the snipe a little bit later on. Seneko lining this up for them in a 4-man rotation in. General's ready to sprout. Always want to fly. They found him with the EMP. The heal is all there for Na'Vi. One by one, they just swarm in on this middle lane.
I mean, fully aware of what Always Want to Fly was going to do. They had the rotations ready. Dendy wisely backing up. First comes in Seneko with the heals, the stuns, just to make sure, obviously, Witch Doctor probably the best hero when it comes to the dive. Why you see teams pick him up nice and early. It's not just that sustain. It's I'm going to coconut you under the tower with your little buddy. Your Night Stalkers and your Earth Spirits, and in this case it'll be your Doom. But meanwhile, both position 1s, they are having some fairly fine times up here. Illidan, of course, 30. Last hit, Jiraf, 29 for himself. Well, very early Vlads. And then it comes into this Roshan show. Oh, our son's being run down here by the Scorcher. Oh! I got him.
Cannot deny himself with the Mud Golem as they were aggroed by the Doom Scorcher, it looks like there. Yeah, you're looking at this early plan for Ditira, but you're also wondering about the Helm of the Dominator for Illidan, right? Because once he gets that, it's a massive red flag saying, hey, we're stacking Ancients! And Na'Vi, they can send over Treants and Natus creeps, even a Witch Doctor to go over and place a Sentry Ward and try and block this one up. He places a Sentry up on the high ground there. Walk out. They want vision of the Ancients. They don't want to block it up, they want to know when they're being done so maybe they can contest it.
Yeah, typically if you're blocking it, of course, you can guarantee the spend lineup is going to be getting in there with the Sentry, so sometimes it's just more advantageous to actually get the vision and so you can try and contest, or at least know when to send in your creeps, right? That can be just equally as important. Finding yourself with that vision, you can know if they actually are actively there stacking. You see they got the 4 ready, nicely done, don't need the helm quite yet. And I have a feeling a lot of our game might be taking place around here, Lycan versus Sven, Roshan versus Ancient.
That is the box of death. Radiant liking him as well. He's going to that pit to try and elevate his lead up towards the top room spot. Iceberg, wind run, but there's a Sprout to hold you, and with the EMP coconut combo bouncing back between them, they want this bounty room. Goes to one of the Radiant heroes and they'll secure it. General's Nature's Prophet, but Iceberg's Wind Ranger, boy oh boy, 0, 3 and 2. 25 last hits, but net worth currently sitting below 2,000. It's just not going well for him at all, while Dendi, on the other hand, who maybe should have had a lane where he struggles in against the Wind Ranger and a Doom, has been alleviated. The wind beneath his wings, this Enchantress and Witch Doctor have constantly sat behind him, TP'd in, counteracted any movements from Team Spirit, and in effect it's been a tri-lane mid.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Sneko as well, just doing a fantastic job. He is just all over the map. He just got the ward in the mid lane. He placed the sentry.
Nice again! Trap, tackle shot, well played. Stop the central stomp until the tornado catches him and... Okay, quad lane hit. You know what, the general counts as well. Sprout forward under Iceberg and back to the rear with the Brave Monster. Nice little Wind Ranger play. The Brilliant block him in, keeping the Wind Ranger in play and in death range. RB still want to go a little bit more here. Short Derp is going to allow all going to fly sprint away. More death now, 7 minutes in. More. All Navi wants. Kill Iceberg over and over again.
He just has no idea what's going on, too. Again, just the fact that Taneko's all over the map, getting these D wards down. They do plant a fresh ward in one of the few spots where there is no sentry here from Navi, so that'll be at least one benefit for them. That observer was spotted out when it was placed, so Goblek able to snipe that down. Carry that vision over the Ancients, and once again, they do have the creeps ready. They are able to keep stacking despite the coming out from Navi.
Like, always when a fly was meant to have a quick level 6, printing himself through these levels, apparently not will give him a little bit of space here to maneuver, or maybe not, he's dead regardless. Yeah. Doom is meant to have a relatively quick level 6, you go into the jungle, you get tranquils, you get your level 3, you roam around, you look for kills, you go back into the jungle, you get your level 6, you get your blasts, your possible, your drums, and all that. In this game, always when a flyer is going to be lucky to get a magic one. Maybe even a TP scroll. Artstar is level 5 and just sitting in that dire jungle. General is now level 7 and sitting in that dire jungle. The only respite that Team Spirit has is Illidan on this Sven and whether he can get beefy and tanky enough to actually destroy Navi single-handedly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They might need to hold this in TP though.
Have 6 on Witch Doctor. They have level 6 on Witch Doctor. The baiting is done here. They just want Illidan to throw a Stormhammer. That's all they want. They don't even need to. The caster, Death Ward, Sprout as well, comboed up nicely, but the Qualifier blade through the trees. And Illidan gets back to tier 1 until Dendi says not today. There's the cold snap with the end damage as well, taking him over while Artstyle eyes down towards the bottom rune spot. Is that the first roar of the game used? Yeah, Phonic threw that one to kill off the Enchantress, but it's still not advantageous trade here for Team Spirit. They're losing out in the long run.
Yeah, and now the question becomes here, like, well, what has changed since last game? Last game they were able to secure all this farm from Illidan, which they have done right up until this point, because they were able to get this, like, dual lane. General was on the Bat Rider, he had to kind of sit in lane, he wanted to pull that support attention, but this time, handing over this Nature's Prophet to General, he just got active much earlier. Obviously, with the teleport across the map, he was in the mid lane at, like, 2 minutes, applying that pressure there instead, and that really makes Goblek useless. Dazzle can only be in so many places at once, and he's going to be a lot better. You got Sven alive under a tower from all this pressure instead, right?
I mean, this game, it feels like Navi are just pressing their skills more efficiently. They're using hotkeys instead of actually clicking on the skills with their mice. I think it's just down to Iceberg being pressed so heavily on bottom lane in Artstyle. Okay, we're trying to go in onto this with the sun out, the power's up there, they just don't have enough nuke damage to kill him off, and they turn this back around with the EMP not quite landing. ND, 5 charges as well as Invoke off cooldown. Is going straight into the hand of Midas, so there will be no Orchid this game, at least not a rushed item. But you're looking at 10 minutes in, and Wex Invoker having Urn and Hand of Midas with Phase Boots. This is an amazing start for Dendi.
Yeah, it's starting to look like this game the other day where they picked that Night Stalker up against is kind of a push tempo lineup here from Navi. Not able to get enough early.
Oh, yeah, this is why they wanted the high ground board to see exactly when he comes into these ancients. Got that to damage as well, cleared up, he can't even grave himself. 12 stick charges. I guess he didn't want to use them regardless. Died, he was dead. No matter what he did. Oh, he just moved himself into the pit. This should be a simple takedown. Do you know about this observable though? Phonic clears it up to the sentry. a lot earlier on the trap vision given over from that stolen by Art Style. Very nicely done, but Roshan is already gone. There's no snipe, no steal, thing like that. Fighters come out of Dendi, already the first use, and mech being built up by General. Big items are bound for Na'Vi. What items do we have for Team Spirit mod packs? Is there anything?
We just got Doom. Level 6 achieved. I mean, that's something. It's not an item, but it's something. It still really is just this helm biggie. Obviously, always on fly at a very rough time. Can't get this nice early drums up on the Doom like you typically like. And Funnick close to that first Necro. Of course, Iceberg. All that pressure. The phase, the bottle. This is one of the worst feelings when you play Wind Ranger. It can be very difficult at that nice laning stage to actually get up into your Aghanim Scepter, your Maelstrom, or even just a Blink Dagger if you need to make stuff start happening around the map. Not the best flash farmer.
You need kills and you need action. Black playing with fire a little bit there, trying to shove Dendi back away from the wave, but there's no way of stopping them both from doing this, and yeah, this Frozen Tornado is a warning sign. Other way to clear up these last hits a little bit faster, but there's no rune at top. It is taken by Always Wanna Fly. Anti-rune for him. Want to go in on Illidan again? Oh no. General TPing back, no one TPing aggressively. How do you group up towards the mid?
Yeah, I think it's time to just make it contagious. Stop, let's do our thing. They see one opportunity and Ditcherod is going to transform and run in. Okay, with some wolves. Do they have any protection factors? They don't. The vision's there.
Both down is Always Wanna Fly, and he has no mana left. Instant kill onto him, Gold Black drops straight after a nice quick chase down here. They've got General in the backline, so there's no TP4 for the Sprout, or there is now. He's finally come through. Takes a bit of fear, though, and stunned up, and Sonic will roll back. There's the gold strength and damage after good from Team Spirit, and he does not catch Spirit off guard. We were ready for it, but there's no stun. Oh, yes, there is. The Shackle Shot finally back on cooldown. Art Style, he's dropping low, but he turns back to fight against Funnick. The charge is there, but he tries to go back with the Dark Soul. Not going to be good enough. Team Spirits lose their tier 1 mid. Get a couple of big kills there for them, and that's a good 1,000 net worth swing.
They should have just been a free tower, right? But of course, trying to push in for more. Go Na'Vi. A little bit too deep there. Still get the objective. They lose some big cores. It provides a little bit of space for Illidan, so he finally feels safe enough to go over there. Some of these ancients getting himself up to 2k gold, and I wonder what kind of pressure he's feeling. Like, what is he thinking right now? Doesn't seem to be. Oh man, is it a PK game? Like, I don't know if you have to go blink or if you have to just try and get this S and Y and survive through these fights.
I think you have to go
It's a
blink.
very tough call.
I think you have to go blink. Like, if
It's that way.
for me, in these situations, if there's any doubt, you go blink. If you can't get the S and Y in a good time, it comes as dead weight item. Like, okay, it allows you to farm decently, it's good stats and all that, but it's not an action item. If you do get dragged down, it can become dead weight. If you go for the BKB, it's the same kind of story. You know, it might win you a fight, but it's a might, not a dedicated or guaranteed. We jump in, we stun, we kill. Dagger is deaf that route, but Sven picks up the full stand, so it's going to be the standing Asher who's going to try his luck here. If
Gonna rely on the other 4. Guys, carry me. Iceberg, I need you to get some items here. I need you to farm that Aghanim Scepter, get a couple more big kill bounties. Need space.
We rely on the Raw from Funnick to try and set things up there. Now you're looking at 4 staff, mech done for Na'Vi. Gets the mobility, and General gets that survivability. Oh, hunting for Iceberg through this dire jungle, but I think we're going to have some inkling about what's happening. They'll slot themselves over towards the east through this ramp. Na'Vi have the high ground advantage here. On top of the ramp, and Team Spirit, oh man, we want to go in on Saditia rather like it. He still has Aegis for how long? For 50 seconds or so. They're going the long wraparound route here, looking for someone very deep behind Ditira, but they're in front of him. They're not sitting defensively, they're sitting offensively. And I don't know, maybe Na'Vi realize this and are moving themselves across. Dendi with Suneko, down in this river. Gonna be like passing in the night until General TPs himself away and they'll dodge everything. Doing here, Team Spirit, they wanted to play aggressively into that, but they do not get anything out of it.
They're going to end up losing Gallblack here. One last impetus from Art Style will help secure this push in the mid lane. can Funnick do? I don't know, like, is this one of those games where Funnick has to try and go back to some sort of a blink dagger? Maybe, I guess, you're gonna be fighting your high ground, so you just want your Necro freeze anyway.
It's beyond comprehension.
Oh, shot. Blame the Aegis.
Just go.
Back in a little while.
Radiant's top
Tier 2
tower
at
has
bottom
been
lane, and
attacked.
Na'Vi can go and claim. The tier 1 at top is being pushed a little. Touch scared. Now, what Na'Vi are planning, they could have TP'd to the top tier 2, smoked and played aggressively into him, but instead, he himself bottom and looked for this fight general. Go far away from this packet, always want to fly smoked over towards these trees, looking for the Doom in. Look at this little area, so he doesn't have to make the long walk around. Na'Vi. This is risky stuff. The Shackle shot with the Storm Hammer as well. We want the Arsenal and caught them off guard. Now, this gets them for more than Desperate and the heal through from General. They clear up one like stood on the castle and Funnick spent the roar with the Eldritch Foot in the trees. They put up the messenger. Almost got to fly on the retreat out as well, but Iceberg time to sprint herself back to base. Ginger Lady, but guess who's back? It's General with a Sprout again, except the Shackle's up to a little lad behind him. Gonna go 5. Shackle from Iceberg allows him to escape, but still a disaster fight there for Team Spirit.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
You can feel it though, like every minute that passes, Team Spirit, like if they don't try and make some sort of these plays, what are they going to be able to do? Like by the time this next Roshan's up, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to contest. You're going to have a Necro 3 coming up on the bike end. You don't even know what Dendy's going to be going into. It'll be the Agnes Scepter, so just going full out here. They had to make some sort of a play, they couldn't quite find it, and it's just so difficult for Illidan to do anything. Like, this is the same problem that happened last time. Can't get that Mega Farm, can't get up there with the SNY, the Blink, actually get active in these fights and hold on to something. Like, you've got this Crosswex Invoker. It's impossible. How do you actually right-click somebody?
How do you right-click? How do you initiate? How do you cast spells? You've got no mana, you're tossed into the air by the tornado. Nowhere to go. The trouble, imagine if Illidan has a blink down instead of the Savage. Well, like, the Savage does nothing for him. If he goes blink, he jumps into the backline, finds the target, he kills him. Yeah, they stack their stuns, the Sheep and the Stormhammer, both overlapping. Spirit start the fight relatively poorly, while Na'Vi, they just hold their ground and battle through everything.
We're gonna have to try and make use of the roar or something here from Funnick. Just trying to be like vanguard to the jungle right now. Then you'll come in.
See if they click that off. Tornado, overpowered, and they'll go towards to get himself away. They have no mana remaining. They've got no spells back. When the vision on the high ground, got like dead on the flight, using birds to get rid of the bomb of the death ward. What? Na'Vi, Dendy survived. I spoke to the retreat, that shackles up into Gerard in the back. Bad wolf. Is cool. I think General might TP aggressively.
He's only 50 gold away! So close to that Aghanim step.
Thought they were going to kill Illidan as well, but he gets cold snapped and walks back into base. It really is heartbreaking. He loses so much gold from that. 329. Oh, so close to the high ground push comes in from Na'Vi. Tier 3 lift up. Necro unit still lasting a decent chunk of time here. With Owls and Stallions and Wolves and everything, and Sven, you can cleave all you want, but the right to attack coming in, Arsenal are going to push you back, regardless of how tanky you are.
Alright man, he dominated something there.
I heard it, yeah. Weird little noise. Well done. All to his name, always on a fly, he's got his drums at least. I'm not out of tower here, Na'Vi are going to clear up this tier 2. Sign up in 50 seconds. Always want to fly when he's scouting out.
It is. Sneaking around following.
Oh, that's what he stole.
Yeah.
Oh, they smoke. After the wolf dies. That's pretty good timing for them. Hostile.
Nothing going right here for the poor Team Spirit.
I think Seneca might die. No? I've got a touch on that. The Witch Doctor's dead. Walks into 5 heroes, or 4 heroes, winner, and is still at the top lane. Absolute good.
Seneko tanking ganks, you know. Hey, it's good. We got something here. See, he actually was worth quite a bit of gold. 800 being spread across. Man, Godblock, he's just been killing kills all game though.
They go out. it. No mana left, and over on the side they've actually put out art styles, but can they output the damage onto it? Doesn't look like they can. The Wild Vincere still in the iceberg. They've got Dempsey up over here. Eventually it's going to drop there with a power shot through. Sprout trying to hold on to him, but it's cleared through. Ninja the damage output climbing. Art style comes back in with a shot through. Illidan's dead. Ninja still surviving through, but Iceberg gets the kill. Now will keep himself back to safety, just about escaping from that. Those 4 heroes get to an exchange, and you look at this and think, well, that's a pretty shit trade-off. But then you open up the fight recap and you realise that's a 1,000 advantage going the way of Team Spirit. 1,700 gold for your Wind Ranger can now build into a Maelstrom pretty quickly, and maybe that's your foot in the door for Team Spirit to get back in this game.
That's one of the biggest swings I've seen when it's that much of a deficit in terms of the total kill trade here, but I think Bad Boy's back. That's really going to end up mattering here, so yeah, into that Maelstrom from Iceberg will be the next plan, possibly just into the BKB. Sure if it feels like that'll be enough to let him just sit there and maybe bring down Dendi once more at the start of the fight. If they fight for Roshan will be the real question, though. They still lack very heavily in this initiation. No tools whatsoever available to them.
Okay, net worth lead here for Na'Vi. Plateaued a little bit there with the last. Always on a fly, just down towards him. It's Ura, Boot to Travel, Vlad, Solar Crest, Necro 3s. The farm on the Radiant side of the map, but doing over there while Dendi, Academic is fully done. There's no point in Exor, he's gone for the max Quantum, max Wex, which is kind of interesting. No point. That's definitely Blast or the Meteor or anything like that.
He's a purist, you know, this guy. It's a little unusual though, the Deafening Blast though. Could be kind of handy against the spin. It's like, legit. Not that he's been a very big concern, let's be frank here.
That's the thing I always wonder with situations like this. Blast there. What does it use that maybe an extra spell in the rotation? Regardless, Dendi, the master of Invoker, the pianist. Back for the Exort level 15, so now he does have a few extra spells up his sleeve.
So we're just waiting on the eggs.
Yeah, maybe so. Camped out here. Giraffe walks up onto high ground. They lost the Observer Ward there, but I think they know they always want to fly. They did Sprout to try and give vision on it. Spirit have held their high ground for now, but with this wave coming in with Necrobooks, with Wolves. Everything that Na'Vi have to throw in here with the Treant as well, just power shot it out, try and get this damage output across. Both with his BKB, not Maelstrom. Only has that SNY, walks up very aggressively to punch the creep wave. Always want to fly maybe anything Doom as the cast is thrown out, but Track is dropping slowly but surely. They catch Arspile with a good shackle shot there, and Arspile dropping very low. In fact, going to die finally. And this just himself. It's a great back door of one throwing on the first life to 80 drops.
That's cool, fire up again. Can they get some shackle?
And it. Dendi going back with his full complement spell from the Wild Hole Iceberg. Cold snapped up, the Windrunner's there. Back from the head is probably counter, got like a strong side, but I'm pushing Dendi. But Illidan's back with the gold strength slammed down in the counter back forward. Not like he's trapping up, but everyone's running down. Switches back to man. And Iceberg cannot stick in on a target. The Doom is gone, throws it down. This tornado is going to be beautiful back onto 2 as well. Wind Ranger trapped in the Sprout is Phonic. He cuts himself through the trees a little bit, but he can't get up onto the ramp either. Still, a buyback from Doom will force Na'Vi back to safety. Don't get any barracks, but a damage onto the range.
They held that fight, but with the buyback, of course, won't come out as a net victory. I don't think, with how far you are behind, you can win a fight without a double shackle. Without a Blink Dagger, it's obviously very difficult to accomplish. Iceberg, pretty renowned when it comes to these Wind Ranger plays, but slippery hero, like the Blink Dagger obviously being up onto General, as well as just the fact that you get a shape-shifting line, just slipping left and right. If you don't, I mean, they didn't even get a single shackle, but I think a double. Did they win? Or most like it spread up once more here.
Yeah.
Did they even take a save shackle?
Well as well, and Rose is gone. It's a buyback, and they might pop in here to try to fight through into this. The Stormhammer. Illithid comes in front, even if he runs back, come back onto the ground, Vincere like him. He's dropped. Dick down, little puppy. Artstyle chased back out as well. Illithid looking to cleave through onto the Bambi, and a triple kill for Iceberg will clear up a nice team fight win there for Team Spirit. With a zealous interaction, they can close out this game so simply. The brute force of Team Spirit to be there ready to fight.
Another massive swing here for them. Still such an uphill battle. Team Spirit, the second game in our series, will be getting their first tower post 25 minutes.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
March their way over the river, they're pinging another one, they want more, they want blood. Tower blood.
Towers
Back
bleed.
door.
Do towers bleed?
Oh, I told you, this is kind of risky. With Jenny come back up and no Blink Dagger, you might have to like BKB CG. That'd be a glitch. Oh, not fast enough.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, Na'Vi, what do they do to end this game? They've been on the verge of ending it for a good 5-6 minutes now, and 17,000 net worth lead is dipping, experience lead. He's starting to tilt over that edge. Come back down towards Team Spirit, and when we look at their draft with the Sven, Wind Ranger, Doom, Beastmaster, scaling potential is pretty decent. I'd say it's a touch better than Na'Vi's, even with the Invoker.
Yeah, it's just BKBs. They need like Vincere maybe a little bit early on the booster travel potentially. Not just heading into like the game-winning BKB or something like that where you punch through with the 5, even Denny himself. It's all just going to come down to shackles, right? Like how have they won these past couple fights, these actual engagements? It's for landing these shackles, getting that major lockdown. So if they can avoid that, Raw's not held in place, especially Indy not being held in place, it should be pretty much walkover.
So with the next Roshan coming up in a few minutes, Na'Vi desperately need this at this point and end the game. That's their high ground reaching capability of Aegis and Cheese. Whereas if Team Spirit manage to snipe it or win a fight around the Roach Pit and deter Na'Vi from going in there, they can still have the game a little bit longer. Definitely see why Na'Vi prioritizing some good old-fashioned ward coverage around the Roach Pit to cover all their bases. Right now it's just a split push game. 3 lanes are being covered here by Na'Vi. Artstyle mid, draw down to bottom lane, and General of course up the top, just trying to keep every lane as hard pushed into Team Spirit's base as they possibly can, and don't give them any leeway to cross this river and look for tier 2s. The tier 1 bottom lane, which is still standing.
Yeah. Maybe like I can look towards possibly a Lincoln Sphere for either Dendi General and then on Vincere, and that's your game enders. Like, a very good Lincoln game, honestly. Your BKB is mostly just going to be for Shackle anyway, and then of course your other 2 abilities are going to be the Roar, the Piercing, and then the Doom as well, so you know, Lincoln kind of covers you from all 3 of those. They don't even have the best tools to really pop it anyway.
Poison Touch?
Pretty much it, yeah.
I mean, a Force Staff maybe from, like, does anyone on Dire have a Force Staff even? Don't, do they? Indeed. 3300 can start thinking about that Lincoln Spear. That's...
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, a courier. The Hawk sees everything. On the courier, going to try and buy something for Na'Vi.
We've seen teams turn these games around in the later stages because of Master and Night Stalker. Heroes, this Vision coming in. Obviously, Vision is king when it comes late. When you've got heroes that can blow somebody up in half a second, no matter how farmed they are, Vision becomes game winners. You're up, not going into the what might be considered, I'd say, like a safety build. He's going into the I'm going to get this Aegis build. And so I'm buying an AC, I'm getting the Aegis, and we're winning the game.
We will end this one way or another. General might do a similar thing and finish off that Mjolnir maybe. Go in for it. Run it. Artstyle here, but a great tornado and EMP back to Dendi. Nice one, from the back top still takes that Artstyle, a bit of damage back as well. Vincere trying to kite this one out and make a little situation where he's fighting to make a different class with the Colt Snap well is all alone. He's left his device with a great fighting to go back high up on top of this ramp, but Natus cannot find a way out of this one. Sven drops. RV. Taking out Beastmaster and the Sven looking for Goblak as well. And he got Tornado in 1, Colt Snap in 3, the dead Dazzle. Trying great to but they've got the stuns, they've got the stables, now Iceberg TP'd on by General, the Iceball dropped and the crowd as well. Iceberg came to try and save his Dazzle, but General into Sprout, he will flick himself forward and catch that one out. 2 buybacks available here for Team Spirit, but it's going to be a lane of racks it looks like, as Iceberg is the only one to return to the land of the living. Oh, wait a second, no. Well, JK, no creeps in the base, cannot take the tier 3, and it regens itself back up to full HP.
I think Rose spawned in about 10 seconds after the timing though. Yep.
That looks like Na'Vi could just rip through backdoor regen. Go around protection. Go in raw. Jam. Cheese for them. They have the HP. They can't because Courier's dead. How do they do this? How do they do it?
Immortality!
There's your answer. Aegis Enchantress and Cheese Invoker. That's interesting. I guess our style does a lot of damage, you know? Having a fully regen mana pool is pretty nice.
He has been focused pretty heavily as well, but hilarious. Oh, he wants them though. Turn this Aegis.
Even BKBs to secure it as well. They're going to come in and try and defend our style. Let's go, Tornado, BKBs up through, and the Roar is down. Enchantress running them forward, looking for Dendy, but the Death Ward is down, and General comes back in to look for the Sprout. 2 seconds time. Phonic, nice walled up. Himself away, and still the Shackle's got his rock caught by his own wolf. They've killed off the Doom, but he'll wings up the General. The lights stop the down out. For the Foster Zone, and next time for Iceberg. They've caught the Wind Ranger. They want every single kill here that they can possibly get, though. One after another. Iceberg decides to try and take out Soneko. And then, have you really caught him? Have you really caught Illidan there? TP4 from General, and bam bam. Takes him out. No buyback Wind Ranger. Sven might be forced to do it here and now. He will turn himself to land of living, but General got a buyback of his own and can come back into this fight as he tries to 1v1 up against the Beastmaster, but the base is falling. And Na'Vi take out tier 4. They don't have creeps in their face. Do they? There's one melee team walking up on the high ground top lane, so Ancient is now exposed. General is sprouting up into the fountain. I think this might just be it. The Sven, he walks himself into death. The GG is cool, and Na'Vi will be the victim for this best of 3. I'll drop the face up against VP tomorrow with best of 5.
I think Na'Vi, obviously, with their current style, current play, doing lately, they were definitely the expected winners here. Pleased that Team Spirit took to game number 3, but I gotta say, I think Na'Vi did, play to be the better team. Game number 2, it did seem like Team Spirit had it kind of figured out, thanks to being a sort of basically a rematch of what they'd already done once, and that allowed them to really shine in a situation like that. But I think they just come firing right back with this Lycan strategy that they've essentially honed. And a 5th pick, Evoker, that's pretty good. Maybe Team Spirit letting that one slip through, and the greedy Doom, again, I feel like it was this greedy Night Stalker that killed them against a pushing strat before, and the greedy Doom once more, always on a fly. What was he, level 6 at, I think it was 12 minutes, he actually managed to hit it.
Tragic. Absolutely tragic. So, that means 1 PM CEST tomorrow, Na'Vi against Virtus Pro. Best of 5. A lower bracket final, and the winner of that will get themselves the 2nd European slot for ESL 1 Frankfurt 2016. Tonight, that's it. We've got no more games, it's just the one best of 3 from us, so if you want to, go check out Motpax and his lovely stats and all of his nice little messages over on Twitter at Motpax. I'll post the links in the chat. Myself, Gareth at GBcast across Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching, and guys, in a little bit, there's a little bit of a break. There's Manila coming up. There's also one more best of 5 tomorrow, but I'm not going to be covering that one. Trying to reset my sleep schedule, or I'll have to try and watch all of that one. But guys, in a couple of days.